Looking for someone, squeezes into Gavin Seelan. Seelan makes a great catch in traffic, but it's only going to be good for about 5. And is going to make it 4th down and 8 for McBain. A little bit out of Sebastian Madsen's range, especially in this kind of conditions.
On the stop for Pine River, number 5, Brock.
And here it goes to George Brown. George Brown looking deep. He gets it into the hands of Daniel Rodenbaugh. Circus Cats fumbling, tumbling, but he gets enough for the first down. And McBain's back in business, moving the chains again. Ball's all the way down to the 18-yard line. And when I said the 18, I meant the 12.
First down for McBain on the 12-yard line of Pine River.
Jet sweep. George Brown keeps it. It's going up the middle. He's got some room there. It should be good chunk of yards right up in front.
Brown the third here. Stopped short of the 5-yard. Looks like a gain of about 7 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 3.
2nd down 3 for the McBain Ramblers is George Brown on the quarterback. Brian Palmer on the tap. It is 2nd and 3 from the 5-yard line. McBain can get a first down without scoring. Spread out formation right here. Gavin Seelan in motion, and they're going to be calling motion. McBain moving him back for 5.
5 yards backed off against McBain. Ball start. 2nd down and 8.
Spread formation, 2 on the near, 2 on the far. Daniel Rodenbaugh in motion. Fake the pitch outside. He's got the pass. He's got someone wide open in the end zone. Has he got his feet down? Are they going to call his feet down? Incomplete pass in the back of the end. Seelan not happy with the call. He's questioning why that is, but it's an incomplete pass. And McBain will have to look at 3rd and 8 on that one. Great little pass there, but he just can't tiptoe his lines inside, his toes inside the. Everyone looking at the signs. Looks like we're going to spread formation. 2 on the near, 2 on the far. Daniel Rodenbaugh is going to shift to make it trips on the far side of the field. That means Barton, Rodenbaugh, and Seelan on the far side. Now Rodenbaugh is in motion. Seelan looks back. There's his blitz right there. He's looking for him all by him. Incomplete pass there. Great defense on that by Roger Nelson. And now make it 4th down.
It'll be 4th down for McBain.
And 8 for McBain.
On the 10-yard line to play. 4th and 8.
We got Bonico as a tight end position. Jet sweep right here. Seelan gets it, tries to get on the outside. Can't find anywhere to go. Pine River swarms and shuts it down. So on the change, McBain will be taken over. It'll be Pine River's ball. 1st and 10 from the 12-yard. 10-yard line? 10-yard line.
So McBain unable to capitalize on the turnover. Hawkeye doing a fantastic job play-by-play here early in the first quarter. Some technical difficulties here on 107.9 CDY, but we are live from McBain and Pine River going at it. Highland Conference action. Pine River now with the ball in a spread formation. 4 receivers, 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Here's action. Pitt around the left edge, a little bit of room, and barreled out at around the 15-yard is Brian Fall.
Number 2.
And that will
number 2, Isaac McKinley.
Be a 5-yard pickup.
Now that was
15.
That was an untraditional option play as the wide receiver was already split out, and then he dropped back 5 yards to stay free for an option pitch to him. But traditionally, you see the running back trail the quarterback, not standing in front of the quarterback for an option play.
2nd and 5. for Pine River in their road white jerseys, all white, white helmets, white pants, white jerseys.
Color.
Exactly. Again, a 4 receiver look. They send Fauble in motion, and now we've got a flag, and it's going to be a fall on the Bucks.
On the wide receiver.
Yeah, I believe McKinley on the far side might have moved as Fauble came from the top end to. That'll back him up to the 10. And it'll make it 2nd and 10 now. 7:03 to go here in the opening quarter. No score. If you're just joining us, thank you for joining. The Bucks fumbling on their second play from scrimmage. McBain taking advantage, but not able to score. And they've got the Bucks now pinned back at their own 10-yard line, 2nd and 10. Trips to the right now for Rogan Nelson, and Nelson nearly taken down in the end zone. We got a flag comes in from behind the play. Nelson's going to be down at around the 1, but we'll see what this flag is. Oftentimes I'm thinking, Hawkeye, this
It is a holding play, but you decline that because that's only half the distance to the goal line,
right,
where that tackles the loss of down, and he's just on the goal line. But yeah, there was a great rush on the outside by Ethan Barton, and the only reason Ethan Barton didn't get the tackle is he was being severely, if that's a term.
Holding against Pine River, declined by McBain.
So that's going to take the Bucks back to the 1. It'll be 3rd down now at about 19. Dangerously close to being in the end zone was Rogan Nelson, the sophomore.
It's still from his own 2-yard line. It's 3rd and 18.
Bucks look to the sideline for the play. 6:40 remaining here in the opening quarter. Nelson looks to his. He's got Brock Nelson in the backfield with him. 3 receivers, really 4. Tight end on the inside. They're going to give it to Nelson, and Nelson just gets out of the end and is brought down, maybe a gain of a yard. And it's going to be 4th and 18. Hawkeye and the Bucks will have to punt from the back zone.
18 on
Yeah, great job by the 2 Bonicle boys as they pinched the center to make sure that middle was closed up, and they guessed where Brock Nelson might get the ball and knew that Pine River didn't want to turn over this, so they were going to go conservative, and they guessed right.
Caden McGillis. McBain Ramblers.
McGillis back. Lane Rupert will punt. And we've got a latecomer for the Bucks coming out. And we have a flag which will kill the play. The punt actually took a nice Pine River bounce, stayed in bounds, went all the way to the 44-yard line. But we had a Pine River Buckhawk guy running onto the court. I'm already in basketball mode. Running onto the field late. And that's going to cost them a full yard. Half the distance to the goal.
Give me a signal here.
Take them back to the 1. Yeah, there's no signal from the referee, but it was clearly some sort of illegal motion because the player running onto the field was not yet set. So
Wasn't even on their side of the line of scrimmage yet.
no. So Rupert, again, back of his end zone, will take 1 step. High spiraling punt is going to land in front of McGillis. McGillis is going to let it go. He's trying to jump. And now he'll down it at the 40-yard line. Why Caden McGillis even bothered to go anywhere near that ball, I will never know. And I have a feeling Coach Maloney will be asking that same question.
Well, the first hop was a nice cherry hop there that he thought he could pick up there, but he wasn't in place to pick that one up. Hit the ball the second time, and he'd already committed to try and pick up that cherry hop a little bit late, causing the ball to roll around, and then he had to scramble just to save.
So the Ramblers will get it back. 5:34 remaining here in the opening quarter. Had great field position, started at the Pine River 35, couldn't punch it in. Now they're at the Pine River 40, going right to left in their home green uniforms with gold helmets. Handoff is Seelan. Seelan around the left edge. Seelan with room. Seelan run out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. They're going to say he stepped out at the 30. And he should have a first down.
First down for McBain.
For McBain. Actually, I'm sorry, the 25-yard line. 15.
I don't know who that left tackle is for McBain, but he just buried the linebacker on Pine River's side. Did you happen to catch the number of that left tackle?
Let me look at my roster. Hang on a second. That's 56. Andrew Vanna? I'm not sure. Handoff is to Rodenbaugh up the middle, and Rodenbaugh climbing up the back of his offensive line will be stopped after perhaps a yard. Given the 24-yard line, it'll be 2nd and 9. Yeah, it was a great block by on the left side. Obviously learned that from his mother.
You know, my wife said, you know how come my sons are so good at tackling and blocking is because every night I try to put them to bed, they either tackle me or they try and block me out of the room to leave them alone.
Inside 5 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. Ramblers going right to left. Full house backfield behind George Brown III. He'll give it to Seelan, and that's a great tackle. Excellent penetration from Thomas Hooker, who came in with a textbook tackle, wrapped Seelan up around the knees, and dropped him for a loss of a yard back at the 25-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 10 now for him.
Missed assignment on that as he was able to shoot through.
Down.
3rd and 10, 4:20 to go here in the first. Brown rolling to his right, looking, had a man wide open. Instead, he's got Seelan, and Seelan will run out of bounds just outside the 10-yard line. Hawkeye, is that Bonica wearing 18 now? Who's wearing 18 today?
That would be Kagan Yaklin.
Yaklin wearing 18.
And he was left wide and open, wasn't he?
So if Yaklin's eligible, he was wide open. I don't know if he was just blocking that far downfield. That would be.
No, he's got the tight end number.
He's got the tight end number, so he's okay.
That's right. But on that one, Gavin Seelan made a one-handed grab to complete that pass.
So 1st and goal now for McBain from the 10. They give it to Seelan. He'll try on the left side. Gain of a couple to the 8. And it'll be 2nd and goal now with 4 minutes remaining. They've actually got the markers still up, Hawkeye, so they're actually need to get to the 1. So they started at the 11 in this. So they can pick up a first down at the 1-yard line. This time they will send Don't Call Me Davis, Joshua Hart, to the far right side. The handoff is to Seelan. Seelan over the left side using that Andrew Vanna block. And he will come up to about the 6, give him a gain of 3. It'll be 3rd and about 5 now for the Ramblers.
It's going to be 3rd down.
Yeah, Lucas Skolton. Drew Vanna had to push their men back to get Seelan some space there.
Full house backfield. Brown rolling to his right, trying to use the blocking, trying to cut inside. He's going to get stacked up and dropped just outside the 5, largely no gain. And the Ramblers now with a 4th down from the 6 need to get to the 1. Or maybe more importantly, need to get into the end zone.
That would be good. The end zone would be a great.
2:40 remaining here in the first quarter. Again, no score. And now we are going to get a timeout on the field from the Ramblers. We will take a break. 0-0, 2:36 to go here in the first. Ramblers threatening 4th down and 5 from the 6. We'll take a 30-second break right after.
The Big Bay Knights.
This live broadcast of McBain Ramblers football on 107.9 CDY is sponsored by McBain and LC Family Pharmacy, Boerfront Credit Union, Burkholder Family Funeral Home, Wexford Misaki Career Technical Center, McBain Auto Service, L&J Meat Market, Kelly's Pizza and Grill, McBain Hardware, Pluger Mechanical, LC Materials, McNally's Party Store, Northern Truck Service, Huttinga Electric, Falmouth Co-op, Don's Auto Clinic and High Point Cadillac GMC, Judy K. Gildy Photography, Advanced Optometry, McBain Rural Agricultural Schools, Shepherd's Agency, and the live stream sponsored by McLean Transmissions. Now let's head to the stadium and join the voices of the McBain Ramblers, Jay Simon and Gary Vanna.
So that's
on the 5.
And welcome back. Welcome back to McBain High School. 2:36 remaining here in the opening quarter. It's a 0-0 score, but McBain with a 4th and 5 from the 6. In the shotgun. Brown wants to throw, looking at the back corner of the end zone, and Ethan Barton cannot bring it in. I think if he'd caught that, we might have seen a flag anyway. Ethan with a bit of a push-off in that back corner to try and create some. But the pass too high, too deep, and Barton can't bring it in, so the Ramblers come up short, Hawkeye, after getting excellent field position, turn it over on downs bad news for the Bucks. They are pinned at their own 6-yard line.
So why wouldn't you call flag on that if it's?
I don't know why you don't.
interference no matter
Yeah,
what?
I don't know why you wouldn't. Yeah.
Because then
Good
they would
question.
want to take it just so they could, if they could stop us, they'd have room on their end.
Would they want to give you another shot?
Would they want to gain 10 yards away from their own goal line?
But would they want to give you another shot? Nelson, the lefty, firing on a slant, had his man, Isaac McKinley, but through his hands and incomplete.
Second down and 10.
It'll bring up
Pine
2nd
River.
and 10 now for Pine
At their
River. I
5-yard line.
had not seen Nelson throw the ball yet, Hawkeye.
Yeah, not bad. Look, little, let's go old school, Jim Zornish on that.
There's a tight spiral right where it needed to be. McKinley just not able to bring it in. So 2nd and 10, 2:26 here in the opening quarter. Bucks going left to right across your radio. Nelson will hand it off straight up the middle. Brock Nelson with the rush, and he is stopped shy of the 10. Give him the 8-yard line. Couple yard gain will make it 3rd and 8 for the Bucks. The middle of that defensive line, Hawkeye, really over the last 2 games has been a stalwart, as they have done a really nice job not allowing any kind of big plays through the middle. Teams have had to try and get to the edge against this Rambler. Yes, Nelson back to throw. Lefty inside, and that is nearly picked off.
Incomplete pass.
Daniel Rodenbaum jumped that slant pattern, Hawkeye, and he just could not pick as he collided with the intended receiver, but whoa, he almost could have walked into the end zone.
It almost looked like he was baiting him to throw that pass because he was sitting on that quick slant.
That last pass play was broken
Minute
up by
47
number 34,
remaining, and so the
Rosenthal.
Bucks now will punt again from their end zone, just not as deep as last. A little more room for Lane Rupert. Nearly blocked by George Brown III, taken by Gavin Seelan, directing traffic on the left side, and Seelan will just turtle
Gavin Sealy, the ball carrier.
on the left side as he takes it over the 25 down to the 22-yard line. It's going to be excellent field position for McBain once again with 1:36 remaining here in the first quarter. And I really like that, Hawkeye. The fact that Seelan just slid down rather than run into 3 white jerseys. Save that leg, man.
Yeah, it's very smart, and he really set McBain up in good position here.
Yep, lived to fight another. I'm sure it pains the young man to have to do that, but there's no sense in taking unnecessary shots in that situation.
It could pain him a lot worse.
That's right. The pain could be much different and much worse. You're absolutely right. Full house backfield for the Ramblers. 1:36 to go here in the opening. Ramblers going right to left. You got the game under center now. Hands it off to George Brown. Brown will take it up to about the 21. Maybe a gain of a yard. It'll be 3rd and 9
George Brown,
for McBain.
quarterback for the Ramblers, number 2.
Got a lot to make up for, Hawkeye. No pregame show today, but that pregame show would have been brought to you by Pluger Mechanical, licensed and insured for all your new installations, HVAC services, plumbing. Call Aaron or his brother Brad, 282-3194. That's 282-3194. As Brown is brought down again, same play, same attempt. Give him the 20-yard line, another yard gain. It'll be 3rd and 8 now.
Tripped up by number 40, Sasha Huffman.
Coming to you live from the Shepherd's Insurance Agency broadcast booth. Our thanks to Northern Trucks. Bring you our starting lineups, but of course, our difficulties tonight, no pregame. So our sincere thanks to everybody at Northern Truck Service. We have a shotgun formation for Dottie. Brown in motion, and Rodenbaugh definitely moved on this side. Dottie's going to throw for the end zone, and it's going to be picked off. But fortunately for the Ramblers, this is going to be a dead play. Rodenbaugh jumped on the near side when Brown went in motion. And Hawkeye, I'm not sure. I was always told, and I'm not a football guy, so you tell me. I've always been told that receivers should never be offside because you're not listening for a cadence. You're watching the football. And until that thing moves, you shouldn't move.
That is true, but unlike college football, these players aren't getting paid to play.
I see what you did there. I wasn't blaming him. I'm just saying that's my understanding is usually they should be watching. Trips to the left for George Brown. Brown is going to tuck it and run. Brown over the 20, diving forward, will get to the 15-yard line, but he's going to be short of the first down. So they go back to Brown at the
end of the first quarter.
The long third, but we will have to wait
The end of the first quarter.
to see what they will do. The Ramblers face a fourth and about 3 from the Pine River 15-yard line. First quarter is in the books. We'll take a 60-second break and be back. Second quarter action coming up from McBain High School. We'll be back right after this.
Don's Auto Clinic, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and High Point GMC Cadillac continue to grow together to serve you better. Our staffs are a group of hardworking individuals who, just like you, get the job done every day by showing the dedication and determination to teamwork. You will not find a more dedicated team making the car or truck buying experience more seamless and easy. Locally owned dealerships, proud to support all local high school sports. We're behind you all the way.
Making the final arrangements for a loved one is never easy. At Burkholder Family Funeral Home in McBain, they can help you get through the process one step at a time. Serving the families in McBain and the surrounding communities for over 40 years, they take pride in providing exceptional services that families can actually afford. The caring and compassionate staff at Burkholder Family Funeral Home can help ease the burden. Burkholder Family Funeral Home. Visit them today at 211 North Pine Street in McBain or call 231-825-8191.
8-yard line of Pine River.
And welcome back to McBain High School alongside, because I didn't get to say this in the pregame, my longtime broadcast partner, good friend, all-around Renaissance man, Gary Hawkeye Vanna. I am merely Jay Simon. Abby Danforth is back in the studio, turning the dials for us, doing a great job with all the issues we've had getting on the air. Start of the second quarter here in McBain, no score. Ramblers with a fourth down and about 3 as we start the second quarter. George Brown III wants to throw, has Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh with the catch outside the 5-yard line, makes a man miss, and then falls to the 5, and it's going to be a first down Ramblers and goal to go from the 5-yard line. What a great throw by George Brown under pressure, Hawkeye.
Yeah, that was a fantastic play there. He rolled out. Rodenbaugh keep on moving to found an open spot. And McBain is back in business. Now let's see if they can complete the play by getting another 5 yards.
Come out in the shotgun again. Trips to the left for Brown. He's got Bonico in the backfield with him. Brown wants to throw. Over the middle. Has a man. Touchdown. Daniel Rodenbaugh with the catch from the sidearm sling by George Brown III. And the Ramblers go up 6.
And the crowd goes wild in the stands. You may not hear it because the window's closed, but they are wild in the stands.
No, I got a mic out. Okay. I don't think they're going that wild.
They're going wild in the stands. You can't see this on the radio, but they're going wild.
I think they're a little cold. Ramblers are going to go for 2. They come out with trips to the right. Brown with Bonico in the backfield. Rolling to his right, wants to throw, firing, and he's got Rodenbaugh again with a great catch.
Extra point is good.
And the 2-point conversion is good.
34.
And with 11:29 here first half, McBain has an 8-0 lead. We'll take a break and be back right after this.
Just like a referee needs great eyesight to make the big calls, you need great eyesight to tackle life's challenges. At Advanced Optometry in Cadillac, their qualified and professional staff works together to ensure your visit is comfortable, accommodating your busy schedule and addressing any questions prior to your appointment. Whether it's a general eye exam or treating a condition that requires an in-depth diagnosis, you'll get undivided attention and a plan based on your needs and Advanced Optometry's expert opinion. Focused on your eye health, Advanced Optometry on Polister Street in Cadillac. Learn more at advancedoptometry.com.
High school students are training for the jobs of tomorrow today at the Wexford-Misaki Career Technical Center in Cadillac. Juniors and seniors from 12 area high schools can choose from 14 career-driven programs. Free college credit is available. Visit WMISD.org and click or tap the Career Technical Education link. See all the great programs, then talk to your student's counselor. Call 876-2200. The Wexford-Misaki Career Technical Center on 13th Street across from Baker College. Proud to serve the students of McBain High School. CTC is the place to be.
And welcome back to McBain High School. Jay Simon, Gary Hawkeye Hawkeye Vanna with you, Abby Danforth. Turn the dials back in the studio as the Ramblers kicking off following the Daniel Rodenbaugh touchdown catch. The squib kick up the middle is taken by the Bucks and brought back to about the 38-yard line by Brian Fauble, and that's where the Bucks will take over. They fumbled on their opening possession and then had to punt twice from their own end zone. If nothing else, this is the best field position I think they've had to start a possession.
Yeah, this is the first time they don't have a shadow of something big yellow in the shape of a U on. And I just want to correct Harv Lucas on there. That was actually Trevor Bode, number 17, with the tackle on that.
Well, you're not correcting Harv so much as you're correcting his spotter. You want to throw him under the bus?
No.
You're more afraid of his spotter? Rogan Nelson in the shotgun. Wanted to hand it off, kept it himself, and then took a shot as he got to the 40-yard line. Somehow managed to bounce off of that and get himself to the 42. It's a 4-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 6.
You ran straight into Owen Bonico and almost looked like someone drove a car into a half wall.
It actually hurt me up here. I didn't know how to make that call. Inside 11 minutes to go here in the second quarter. 8-0. Bucks looking to the sideline for the call from head coach Terry Martin. I guess it could be an assistant coach doing that. I can't recognize coaches from this far away on the far side. Pine River going right to left. Nelson's going to keep it himself, and he will take it up and over the 45-yard. Give him the 46. It's another 4-yard pickup, and it'll be and a long 2. Harv disagreeing with me calling it 3. Actually, they're going to mark the ball, tail end of the ball at the 45, so 3rd and 3. Why am I arguing with the legend? I don't know.
Hall
of Famer.
Bill Barnett's the legend.
Barnett's the legend. We have the Hall of Famer in the PA. Okay, just making sure. As we approach the 10-minute mark here in the second quarter. Shotgun again for Nelson. He's got 2 receivers split to his left, 1 to his right. He's going to keep it himself again on the option, and he has buried George Brown III along with Owen Bonico on the tackle. I think they stopped him short, so it's going to bring up 4th down and a long 1 now for Pine River from the 47-yard line.
George Brown III.
Can I tell you that Harv Lucas got a little bit of trouble at the bank because he started signing his checks, Harv Lucas, HOF.
But rightfully so. I mean,
it doesn't mean they liked it.
That's true. Bucks are going to go for it here near midfield. Might be trying to draw the Ramblers offside. They send a man in motion, and the Ramblers are jumping. They did not get in. Apparently did not get into the neutral zone. The official no flag on the play. There was a lot of movement by the Ramblers. And the pass attempt to the Ramblers sideline falls short and incomplete. So McBain will take it over at the 47-yard line. Hawkeye, I had a pretty good angle of it. They were a little too early. Really didn't look like any hats got into the neutral zone, but that's a tough one right there.
No, I agree with that. And the fact is, I think they lined up an extra yard behind it. So if they did jump, they had a little cushion.
Brown rolling to his right, wants to throw, looking for Ethan Barton, and there's going to be a flag on the play. It might be on Barton, actually, yeah, because it was well defended by Lane Rupert, who had inside position. Barton was trying to go over Rupert to get to the ball, and I'm surprised if this is not on. Rupert had good position and had a right to the ball. Now, he didn't appear to go for the ball, so I don't know if the argument can be made that he was just shielding Barton from it instead of trying to make the catch. And it is going to be pass interference on Pine River. It's the only thing I can think of, Hawkeye, is that because Rupert did not go for the ball,
he never turned his head.
Yeah, he never turned his head, never saw it. The implication being that by boxing Barton out, he wasn't actually going for the ball, and that legitimately an interference call. I mean, it's a tough call. But that said, I'm not horribly surprised by it.
No, and that's
split to the left. Sealer with a great cut at the line. Will scamper over the 30-yard line down to the 29. 4-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and Again, trying to describe that Barton and Rupert were running stride for stride. Barton was looking back at the ball. The ball was to Rupert's left, in essence, in the center. Down the middle of the field. Rupert's to the right of the ball. Barton is behind him. But he never looked like he was trying to catch it. I can only assume that they determined that he wasn't making an effort to catch the ball. Here's a flip to Seelan.
Oh, my goodness.
Seelan with room to run around the left edge. Great block on that left edge.
Number 3.
And Seelan is going to run out of bounds up and around the 20-yard line. It's going to be a Rambler first down. Hawkeye, what was your oh my goodness about?
First down, Rambler.
On that play, they had pulled the Owen Bonico outside, and he ran against the Pine River, who I shall not name because I'm not sure his head is still attached. And Owen got him right underneath the shoulder pads, and you saw the kid actually leave the ground by 2 feet before he fell back onto his backside.
So McBain with a first down now at the 20. 8.5 minutes remaining here in the opener. They'll send Seelan split to the right in the slot. Barton is your receiver to the far. Rodenbaugh in motion. Brown wants to keep it himself, and another great tackle immediately hit. Nowhere to go is Brian Fauble standing up and drilling him.
That stop number 25. Gavin Gurnett, along with number 26, Brian Fauble.
It'll be 2nd and 11. Back to the 21-yard line. I'm disagreeing with the spotter, too, by the way, apparently. Quick shot out to Seelan on the right side. Gets a block from Barton, and he will dance out of bounds just shy of the 15-yard line.
Put out of bounds near the 15-yard line.
Give him the 16. It's a 5-yard gain, and it's going to bring up third down now.
Put out of bounds by number 26, Brian Fauble.
And about 6.
Gain of 3 yards on the play. It'll be third down and 6.
Nobody in this press box ever agrees with my estimation of what we've got to go.
I agree with you.
Inside 8 minutes to go. Brown in the shot. Rolling to his left. Wants to throw. Looking for Seelan. And Seelan looking for a flag as Lane Rupert came up and defended him well from behind. Obviously, Seelan felt he was there early, but Rupert with a nice bang-bang play knocks it away, and it's going to bring up fourth down now for the Ramblers.
And after that play, Gavin Seelan is a high to Rupert on the defensive play.
Complain for the call. Don't get it. All right. Good call. Good play.
Good job, guy. So McBain's calling a timeout, but Seelan wants to kick it.
McBain is going to call their second timeout of the first half. I'm going to keep it here, and I know that Abby back in the studio, Abby Dam, running the show for us, has done a great job. It's probably going to be mildly alarmed. But there's some things we need to talk about, Hawkeye. First of all, did you know that if you're leaving our listening area, you can listen to us anywhere in the world where you got a solid internet connection, assuming it's running, and Abby will let me know if it's not. Head over to 107.9Wcdy.com, click the game logo. You can listen to us through our YouTube streaming channel. Anywhere in the world, we've had people from literally all over the world listen to these broadcasts. We've got military, we've got family across the country, people listening to these games. And our thanks to McLean for providing that streaming. Stop by and see, excuse me, I'm looking at the wrong line. For anything transmission related and for quality used cars, head on over to McLean Transmissions on LaChance Road between Cadillac and Lake City. Call 779-1394. That's 779-1394. 7:52 here in the first half as the Ramblers are facing a 4th and 7 from the 16. George Brown back to pump fake. Now he'll step up. Brown's got one man to beat, and he does. And Brown into the right corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Ramblers.
Touchdown,
George Brown, the third.
By the quarterback, number 24, George
Quite
Brown,
possibly
third.
one of the slower 16-yard runs you'll ever see in your life. He's got the Ramblers up 14-0 with 7:43 remaining here in the first half. You remember the Goldfish from basketball, Jared Lahr, the former Rambler. We used to call him Mercury because he just didn't seem to be all that quick, but nobody could seem to get a clean hit on him. I think George Brown needs a similar nickname. George now on the 2-point conversion attempt, trying to hit Rodenbaugh, and Lane Rupert knocks it away. So the 2-point conversion fails, but with 7:43 left here in the first half, the Ramblers have a 14-0 lead over the Pine River Bucks. We'll take a break. Right.
McBain Rural Agricultural Schools is looking for the next generation of Ramblers. If you want to give your child the gift of a great education, make McBain Rural Agricultural Schools your school of choice. Every McBain Rambler gets a MacBook or iPad, a strong curriculum, including a variety of vocational programs, great athletics, and access to a brand new state-of-the-art performing arts center. Because great performances shouldn't be limited to the football field and basketball court. School of Choice is now open, which means a huge decision for your family is upon you. If you want a school that will challenge your child, support your child, and celebrate your child's individuality, make sure McBain is on your short list. It's never too late to change schools, and McBain is accepting students K through 12th grade. For more information, visit mcbain.org or call the superintendent's office at 231-825-2165. That's 231-825-2165. 231-825-2165.
Welcome back to McBain High School. Jay Simon alongside Gary Hawkeye Vanna. 14-0, the Ramblers with the lead as they kick off. And Lane Rupert making people miss on the run back will bring it back to the 40-yard line.
On that kickoff for
and he will give the Bucks solid field position.
Back to the 40-yard line where Pine River will take over.
George Brown the third.
On the stop
with the 16-yard touchdown gives the Ramblers a 14-0 lead. With 7:38 remaining here in the first half, Pine River will take over at their own. Shotgun formation. They send a man in motion. Nelson will hand it off straight up the middle. Nobody there. Brock Nelson. Room to run. He's at the 30. 20, 10, and nobody's going to touchdown, Pine River. Brock Nelson straight up the gut, untouched to the second level, made one man and then just outran the rest of the Rambler D-backs into the touchdown zone, and the Bucks quickly answer to cut it to 14.
Trevor Bode was the closest man, made a good run at it, had to decide how much more space do you give up before you make the dive at him, and just came up a little.
Extra point attempt for the Bucks. Omar Aguilar, a sophomore, left, will try the extra point. Good hold, but he tugs it to the right. So the extra point, no good. But Brock Nelson, with the 60-yard scamper, gives Pine River trims the lead to 14-6. 7:28 remaining here in the first half. Keep it right here. Again, want to thank. Sorry, go ahead, Hawkeye.
Oh, I was going to say.
No, go ahead, dude.
I was just going to. I believe both teams are 2-2 in the Highland Conference, so this is kind of a big slugfest. I know Pine River only has 2 losses this season, but McBain has to be because they cannot go to a 4th loss and don't have any playoff hope realistic left.
Now, when you look at their schedule, obviously every game has to be played for sure. But when you look at their schedule, there were certain games that you felt like they were going to be in, and there were other games that you felt like they were going to struggle with. To be honest with you, I think when we looked at the schedule, we would have thought the Lake City game was going to be a tough one, and it was, but they were right in that one, losing on a late touch by the Trojans. Meanwhile, they lost to Holt Lake here at home. Could probably just kind of trade those two, if you will. But when you look at their schedule, they've still got Beale City here at home. They have to go to, and they also host Clare, who is a playoff team right now. When you look at snooze,
undefeated Clare.
Yep. Aguilera with the kickoff. It's going to be taken by Austin Ealing at his 15-yard line, and coming back to the near side, he is enveloped in a sea of white. And the Ramblers will start with their worst field position of the game at their own 22-yard line.
Ramblers will take over the ball on their own 22. First in.
Yeah, McBain spent the first offensive drive on the other side of the line of scrimmage.
It is literally their first possession, Hawkeye, where they start on their side of trips to the left for George Brown the third. Ethan Barton, the lone receiver, to the near side. Brown firing to his left, has a man open. Caught by Sealand. Sealand over the 25 and wrapped up at the 28-yard line. Give him a 6-yard pickup. It's going to make it 2nd and 4 now as we approach the 7-minute here in the first.
You know, George Brown has done a great job of distributing the ball. Gavin Seelan's been his favorite receiver, but he's already gone to Barton, he's gone to Rodenball, and he's gone to chubby Josh Hart at least once already this game.
Brown loses the ball on the exchange, and Brown able to cover it up, but back at the 20-yard line, loss of 8 for the Rams. As we hit the 6.5. Need to get to the 33, so it's going to be 3rd and 13 now for McBain. After so much full house backfield early, back to the shotgun formation with trips to the right for Brown. Rolling to his right, wants to throw. He's going to heave it deep, looking for Ethan Barton, and Barton cannot Willie Mays it. It was thrown over the back shoulder, Hawkeye, which is really where you want to throw. Well defended by Ian Robertson, and we've got a Pine River Buck down in the backfield, holding on to a leg, it appears, as the Bucks are going to take a knee, and the Pine River staff will to take a look at this young man. While they do, we'll take a break. 6:11 to go here in the first half. 14-6. McBain with the lead. 4th down coming up for the Ramblers. We'll be back after this.
We've all been there. We rely on our vehicles more than ever to get us where we need to go, safe and sound. McBain Auto Service is open Monday through Friday and are fully licensed and insured to serve you. With over 50 years combined experience, they specialize in everything from brakes to engine repair with no job too big or small. Stop in for a safety inspection. McBain Auto Service, located at 9438 South Maury Road in McBain, or call 231-825-2729.
When it's late, when it's snowing, when you just have to have it. It's nice knowing McNally's Party Store in downtown McBain is open 7 days a week. Locally owned and operated with the friendliest cashiers helping to serve your grocery needs. From candy and chips to pop and munchies, McNally's Party Store, they're still keeping it cold. And wishing the McBain Ramblers good luck in tonight's game. That's McNally's Party Store in downtown McBain, open 7 days a week.
6:11 remaining here in the first half at McBain High School. Jay Simon alongside Gary Hawkeye, Vanna, Abby, Danforth, turning the dials for us back in the studio. It's a 14-6 McBain. They are facing a 4th down and 13 from their own 20-yard line. We had a Pine River Buck lineman who was hobbled in the backfield of the Ramblers. He was helped off the field
4th down and 13
by his coaching staff, and we hope that young man will be all right. As the officials communicating a little bit, I'm not sure what, some pointing going on. The line judge on the near side pointing at the headline judge on the far side. Not sure what's. And here we go. So Lane Rupert is back deep to receive the. Yeah, George Brown is going to shank this one to the right. This is going to out of bounds at the Rambler 38-yard line. So Piper will get great field position. They'll enjoy their first opportunity in McBain's side of the field. With 6:04 left here in the first half, it almost looked like George Brown, Hawkeye might have almost overthought himself there as he was up and then back. He had Lane Rupert confused, but didn't give himself quite enough room to punt the ball.
Hey, just want to let the Pluger brothers, Aaron and Brad, know that you're missing a game out here with the people as they're sitting in a nice warm house listening to us. Shout out to Aaron and Brad Pluger.
Nelson will flip it back, and George Brown the third wrapping him up. Rogan Nelson on the semi-option ended up flipping that with the wrong hand, because usually in that situation, rolling to your right, you'd flip that with your right hand. He flipped it with his left, and all he did was put his running back in a terrible position as George Brown III gave him one of the most violent running hugs you'll ever see.
Well, the thing is that pitch was actually a very lazy pitch. It was very slow to get there, and Brown was actually able to change direction and track it down. And the receiver had nothing to do but wait for it to finally show up. It wasn't a quick, sharp pitch, and that's when the problems we had.
Pistol formation for Nelson, back to pass, firing, has a man open, caught by Rupert. Rupert sheds one tackle, and now he'll get buried under by multiple green jerseys as he is over the 35-yard line, up to about the 38, back to the original line of scrimmage.
Third down for 5 River, third down.
Excuse me, beyond the original line of scrimmage, inside the 35. He's up to the 33.
Number 22, Caden McGillison on that last stop for McBain.
12-yard pass right.
Third and short now in the maroon zone for the Bucks. We would expect them to take 2 shots at this, trailing 14-6 with 4:35 here in the first half. Now sends a man in motion. He'll hand it off. Nope, he's going to keep it himself straight up the middle. Nelson touched into the secondary. Nelson cutting back to the left side of the end zone. Touchdown. That field is just a little slick. We saw it with Logan Rupert on that punt return earlier. But Rogan Nelson with a great move when he got into the second level. Just forced that Rambler defender to go to his knees, breaking down to try and make the tackle. And he runs into the end zone. And just like that, it's 14-12. We're a 2-point conversion away from the Bucks at tying this one up.
Yeah, 2 explosive plays by the Bucks up the gut. And they're finding a lot of life out up middle.
Nelson in the shotgun. Again, same play, trying to keep it himself up the middle. This time he is unable to get into the end. And the 2-point conversion fails, but with 4:20 remaining here in the first half, McBain's lead has been trimmed. 14-12. McBain with the lead. Will take a break and be back right after.
With straightforward rewards checking from 4Front Credit Union, you get 4% rewards for doing stuff you do every day, like logging onto your account and receiving e-statements. And you can open your account right online. It's that straightforward. Unlike someone's tee shot, straightforward rewards from 4Front Credit Union. Are you getting 4%? 4.08% annual percentage yield. Rate subject to change. Interest paid on balance up to $15,000. Some requirements apply. Insured by NCUA.
Providing great service and quality to our customers, LC Materials is here for you and all your concrete and aggregate needs, both residential and commercial projects. We can assist you in estimates, sand and gravel needs, project details, and on-time delivery. LC Materials is also in Cadillac at the Concrete Store. The Concrete Store has building supplies, stone, block, tools, and other accessories to help you finish your project. So when you're ready, call LC Materials. We're ready when you are, online at lcmaterials.net.
And welcome back to McBain High School. Jay Simon, Gary Hawkeye, Vanna. 14-12 Ramblers with the lead as Pine River kick ball taken right around the 30-yard line by Justin. And he is brought down at the 35 after fumbling the kickoff initially.
With the ball that side.
Excuse me, the 30-yard line, and that's where McBain will take over. So the
their own 30.
Bucks get a stop, forcing. And the Ramblers now, after coming out in that so often, will now come out in a full house look. Handoff is to Owen Bonico, who sheds one tackler, still on his feet, and finally brought down back at the 28-yard line. 2-yard loss will make it second.
To stop, number 56, Creed Watt. Second down and 11 for McBain.
3:45 remaining here in the first half. 14-12 McBain as they go left to right across your radio dial. The Rambler Marching Band getting ready. They'll be performing it here in McBain. And Owen Bonico, Hawkeye's got a little hitch in his giddy up. Are we getting a timeout or are we getting an injury?
He called a timeout himself.
The referee signaled an official's time.
So it's not a timeout. It's an official's timeout to allow Bonico to come off the field. Nope, now they are going to call a timeout. So this will be the third timeout for the. And Deacon Dottie was going out to play. And Owen Bonico is in some clear pain on the sideline as he gets over by the Rambler coaching staff. Again, we want to make sure that we thank Shepherd's Insurance Agency Northern Truck Service, and Pluger Mechanical for their support of tonight's broadcast. Couldn't do it without them. You get a chance to give them a call and use their services would be great, but at least let them know you heard them here and thank them for their support of Rambler broadcasts here on 107.9. Go anywhere at halftime. The McBain Hardware halftime show will, as well as a performance from the McBain Rambler Marching Band, and you might have to listen to me do a little announcing for it while Gary gives you stats or something. That's going to be strange and awkward, but we'll see how it goes. Full house backfield for the with Dottie under center. That puts Brown in the backfield. Dottie's going to give it up on a little counter play to Gavin Seeland, who runs over one defender, still on his feet over the 40-yard line and brought down at the 43. Seeland has a first down with a big 15-yard run.
Well, they tried to shoulder tackle Gavin Seeland. He just spun right off of that and threw it to the side, and he continued driving forward. Someone decided to wrap him up around the.
Again, Hawkeye left side of that line, creating a big hole for the tailbacks of McBain. Dottie again under center. This time he'll give it to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh around the right edge will take it up over the 45, just shy of midfield. Give him the 49-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup. And it'll be second and about.
On the stop, number 40, Sasha.
That too is clearly Hawkeye over the middle.
Second down and 4 for
I'm going to have to disagree with that. Full house backfield again behind Dottie. They'll give it to Rodenbaugh again. Rodenbaugh has a first down, blitzing over the left side. George Brown III blocked so hard he came flying through. And it's going to move the chains, and the Ramblers have a first down at the 45-yard line of Pine River.
Number 40, Sasha.
So the Ramblers here on this possession, Hawkeye, going old school smack mouth quickly to the line. Dottie looking at to Rodenbaugh, ball on the turf, and fortunately for the Ramblers, jumping on that is Caleb Outman.
Number 68, Caleb Outman.
The exchange with Rodenbaugh botched. Rodenbaugh had it initially lost. You can hear the Pine River coaching staff here in the press box too. It's the best thing in the world. The players can't hear them at all, but they're yelling, get on it, get on it, get on it. So it's a loss of a yard to the 46. Handoff is to Rodenbaugh over the left side. Rodenbaugh moving the pile. Will take it up past the 40-yard line down to the 39. It's a 7-yard. And it will make it about 3rd and 4 now for the Ramblers as they again quickly come to the line. A minute 50 to go here in the first half. Dottie again to Rodenbaugh. They're trying to use Seeland as a way to draw a defender. And Rodenbaugh will be stopped just shy of the 35. Give him the 36-yard line. It's a 3-yard gain. And it'll be 4th and 1. McBain has no timeouts remaining with a minute and a half and ticking to go here in the first half. They have a 14-12 as Coach Maloney calls in the play.
Rodenbaugh's doing a great job of looking for that seam and being patient to find the hole to go through, picking the extra yards there.
Dottie will give it to Rodenbaugh again, and he's got the first down as he gets over the 35 to the 34-yard line. Clock will stop briefly as they move the chains. Minute 11 remaining here in the first half. And the Ramblers will come to the line quickly as the clock will start as soon as they get the chains set. There it goes. Full house backfield again for the Ramblers as they go left to right. Will keep it himself, wants to throw, he's got Yacklin open and he underthrows him. Yacklin came sneaking out. The Bucks I did see him, but they were well behind him. Dottie trying to lead him to his right, underthrew it. And the incompletion will stop the clock with 54 seconds remaining. It'll be 2nd and 10. I like the call on first down. Why not? If you miss it, you got the clock stopped.
Like, there was many rewards yeah, just talk.
Number 34,
handoff
Daniel Rodenbaugh,
is to Rodenbaugh.
Stopped at the 33-yard line, gain of a yard. On the stop, number 26,
stopped at the line of scrimmage. So it'll be 3rd and 10 now, as now they come out in the shotgun. And Bucks, well, they're saying McBain, but that can't be McBain. McBain's doesn't have a time.
Wave it on.
Terry Martin wants a flag. They're not throwing a flag. That should be. I'm not sure why that's not. I don't think you can call a timeout when you don't have one. It's like basketball. There should be some penalty for trying to call a time. I don't know what it is in football. The Pine River coaching staff were calling for the timeout up here, trying to get Coach Martin to call a timeout because the Ramblers Hawkeye came out after going full house backfield, came out in the spread look, and the Ramblers called a timeout themselves, but the officials, realizing they didn't have any, then didn't give it to them, started the clock. I know in basketball, if you call a timeout that you don't have, you lose possession of the ball. It's a technical foul usually, so I'm not sure. The clock now is at 15. The referee coming over to Coach Maloney to explain, I guess, what's going on. The Ramblers now with a 3rd and 10. They come out in that spread look again. The referee is still talking to Maloney, though, so they're not going to snap this.
Well, I'll tell you what, whatever happened there, that was a good exchange for McBain because they were completely confused and they were out of position. They had people somewhere where they didn't want people, and they actually got a chance to set things up here and run a traditional. So Maloney's trying to get some time put back on the clock.
Now the referee talking to his line judge, the line judge that initially called the timeout. Of course he would if Maloney wants one. That's the line judge that would make the call. And they are not going to adjust the clock. So 15.4 seconds remaining. George Brown now wants to throw. George looking right, looking for Sealand, and it is just tapped. Rupert got a hand on it. Sealand had him beat deep by a step, but the ball just underthrown enough to allow Lane Rupert to get a paw on the ball. And it's going to be 4th and 10 now with 9.6 seconds remaining for the Ramblers. McBain comes to the line again with 4 receivers. Brown with Rodenbaugh in the backfield, working out of the shotgun. They send McGillis in motion. Brown fakes, looking to throw. He'll sling it toward the end zone. He's got Ethan Barton back there. And incomplete.
Incomplete pass.
As he was face guarded.
Number 12, Ethan Barton.
Complete with 1.2 seconds remaining, and so the Bucks will get it back. I'm not going to call out the DB.
The ball goes over to 5 Rivers. 1st and 10.
But I love when a defensive back never sees the ball, puts a hand up, gets fortunate that it's not caught, and then does the whole no catch thing. Well defended.
Well defended.
But he never saw the ball, which...
And you're allowed to face guard in high school.
You are. It was, as I said, it was a great play.
It was fantastic.
It was a great... The... defensive back celebrations are a special thing at every level. So the Bucks are going to get it back with 1.2 seconds. They've already busted a 60-yard touchdown run from Brock Nelson, and they've got a 33-yard touchdown run from Rogan Nelson. So it'll be interesting to see what Terry Martin draws up. I do not expect them to take a knee.
Well, Bonico doesn't have a helmet right now. So Owen Bonico's on the sideline without a... Let's see if Fred could do some magic at halftime to get that ankle back.
Yeah, he hobbled off badly, and he is not putting any weight on that left leg right now.
Well, he's always had problems with the ankles themselves, so we'll see what he can do. Plus, 18 years old and full of adrenaline.
Trips to the left for the Bucks. A little trick-looking play here as Brock Nelson's going to throw it back to Rogan Nelson. Rogan Nelson with one blocker but several green jerseys, and he's going to get tripped up and stopped shy of midfield. So the Bucks try a little trickeration. receiver really tailback pass back to the quarterback.
That's the end of the first
But
half.
the Ramblers sniff it out, stop it, and the first half is in the books. 14-12, the McBain Ramblers lead the Pine River Bucks here at McBain High School. We'll take a break. McBain Hardware halftime show coming up.
Dropping the beat from the top of the lakes. This is WCDY McBain, Cadillac, Lake City.
What's up? It's Haley Steinfeld.
We are the Chainsmokers.
What's up? It's James Arthur.
Cadillac's new #1, 107.9 CDY.
Don's Auto Clinic, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and High Point GMC Cadillac continue to grow together to serve you better. Our staffs are a group of hardworking individuals who, just like you, get the job done every day by showing the dedication and determination to teamwork. You will not find a more dedicated team making the car or truck buying experience more seamless and easy. Locally owned dealerships, proud to support all local high school sports. We're behind you all the way.
Just like a referee needs great eyesight to make the big calls, you need great eyesight to tackle life's challenges. At Advanced Optometry in Cadillac, their qualified and professional staff works together to ensure your visit is comfortable, accommodating your busy schedule and addressing any questions prior to your appointment. Whether it's a general eye exam or treating a condition that requires an in-depth diagnosis, you'll get undivided attention and a plan based on your needs and Advanced Optometry's expert opinion. Focused on your eye health, Advanced Optometry on Polister Street in Cadillac. Learn more at advancedoptometry.com.
The McBain High School Marching Band brings our favorite superheroes to life. Whether they are devoted to fighting crime or restoring order, they can always count. Superheroes Logan Krieger and Abby Simon, is your band ready? The band will perform music from the Marvel Universe, beginning with sounds from Black Panther.
Explosion from I heard the rendition the other day.
How many got left, Abby? Abby, how many you got left? Well, welcome back to McBain High School. Jay Simon alongside Gary Hawkeye. The McBain High School Marching Band out on the field doing their thing, led by drum majors Logan Krieger and Abby Simon. It's a performance they did on Monday night over at Cadillac. Got a ton of area bands performing in Cadillac. It was a great show. If you missed it, make sure you look for it next year. Mr. Filkins, the band director in Cadillac, does a terrific job of setting that up, giving area bands an opportunity to for a sizable crowd. 14-12 is our score. McBain with the lead here at halftime in McBain. And Hawkeye, I believe we may have a special guest for halftime.
We do have a special guest. As Dr. Steve Preisel has agreed to come and join us. And as he gets ready, let me give you the first half stats, reminding you listening to WCDY, McBain, Cadillac, Lake City. George Brown, 7 for 13 passing, 56 yards, and a touchdown pass. We got Daniel Ronenbaugh, 3 catches, 26 yards. Gavin Sealing for another 3 catches, 15 yards. Gavin leads the rushing with 10 attempts and 63 yards. As Daniel Ronenbaugh, 8 attempts, 28 yards. George Brown, 8 attempts, 23 yards, and one of them for a score. The big news of the first half is Owen Bono. So you got a chance to watch it. Did you notice the difference when the Owen's in there, when Owen came out with the spirit of the team?
Yeah, I mean, he really gets out there and gets after it on both sides of the ball. So hopefully he can take. I don't know. I don't know how bad it is. The kids are tough when they're this young, and they're resilient. But we need them out there.
All right, so McBain up 14-12. They went up 14-0, and they were rolling. They kept Pine River pinned on their end of the end zone. And then things kind of changed. What kind of things did you see happen to cause Pine River to be able to claw their way back into this game?
Those two big plays, 60 yards. I think the other one was 30, 35 yards. To Nelson, I don't know if they're related, but they got out there and made those two big plays. I thought our guys did a really nice job staying in it, because to get down, or in the first quarter there, we drove down inside the 10, and both times just couldn't punch it in. And so sometimes you get your head down a little bit on that, but they came back, scored 2 TDs, and this is tight. This is tight. And I remember last year when we played Pine River, and we just got to come out. I hope Owen and the guys come out ready to go.
Yeah, actually, they played Pine River last year twice, as they also got them in the opening round of the playoffs.
That's right. Yep.
And hosted them here before they went up to Lake City. But this Pine River team is extremely tough. And as I'm talking to Coach Maloney, maybe you know a little bit more about this or not, but the field conditions, the way this past week is, the second half field will not be the same as the first half. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, it's, this time of the year, I mean, it certainly feels like football night for sure. But, as the year goes along, these conditions change, and yeah, you know what?
Well, tell you what, I don't know what your opinion is. I think I know, but I think if you're here in the stadium, you are privileged to one of the best, if not the best, marching of Georgia.
I talked about it at the last home game. It is just Mrs. Wiggins does an awesome job, and the kid is here, and yeah, it's a lot of people don't leave the stands. They want to stay here and watch the band.
That's right. All right. So on the field, we got some analysis that's went on. We're going to see what kind of shape Owen Bonico is coming in the second half. But we have something else going on a little bit in the background, and there's something about a bond. Now, we're not going to go deep into the bond on this, but we do have some informational meetings. Can you get those dates out to people and tell them what they can do to find out more about this bond?
Yep, just real quick, to go to our website, mcbain.org. There's a lot of information on there, in particular the PowerPoint. But October 18th, 6 o'clock, there's another community forum where I'll be presenting on the bond, and then we'll have a little bit of time for question and answer. And so, and if you aren't able to go online, I did record my presentation from October 1st. So people are busy, but October 18th is the next opportunity at the auditorium. And if people want to do a walkthrough with the construction manager, it's at 4 p.m. on the 18th.
So let me get this straight, because I'm running some things in my head. The 18th, 4 o'clock, you can come over here. You can get a tour with the construction manager, see the type of things that are necessary, that needed for us to do. Then there's going to be a presentation at
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock, and you promised to be short on that, keep it less than 45 minutes.
I know it's at 7.
But my understanding is that 5:30, 9 and 10 will be here with the tailgate party, so you can get some free hot dogs. It's going to be a big social event. You can get some free food, learn more about this bond, get yourself well informed, and then you can cheer McBain on as they will be battling Highland, leading Beale City Aggies.
Big game, top 10 ranked. I know. I saw this week. So,
yes.
We'll be ready to go.
Now that was on purpose, right? You picked that date for a special reason.
We're trying to pick dates where people are here, and so, if people go to the tailgate party at 5:30, if they can come over, even for a portion of it, again, if they want to see the presentation, it is online. Just click on it. It's about 40 minutes, and it's a lot of information.
All right. Well, so Dr. Prizzo, you got that out of the way. Any other news going on in the McBain schools or anything?
Well, if you drive down Roland Street, you see our preschool.
Just to help all families out.
Absolutely. There'll be 4 classrooms, and we'll have just tremendous options for our families and our 0 to 5 population.
All right. Well, Dr. Prizzo, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate you coming up here for halftime.
Thank you, Hawkeye.
And you look good in that McBain
I love
football jersey.
the new gear for the football team. So.
Yeah, so that was Dr. Steve Preisel. As we're getting for halftime, and we have the greatest exit of any marching band as they do the drum cadence, and they will throw in the dance moves to really kick it up. There's the kick right there, and then when well, I don't know if there's a formal name for that dance move, but it looks like what they do should be on Fortnite as a formal dance because they are so sweet at that part. There it is, the squat dance. I don't know, is there a formal name for that?
I'm not sure. We had a little tumble, it looked like, but I don't know what that's called, but I'll tell you what, when they performed on in Cadillac, when they had all those bands and they left the field via the track and did those little moves, the crowd went nuts.
They did.
They loved it.
I tell you what, the band director, one of the parents turned to another green and gold team from north of us that has the initials TC, but we won't mention their name, and said, how come you guys don't do something cool like that?
Well, I got the honor of using the Hall of Famers headset to do the PA announcing for that halftime presentation as they did some superhero songs from Black Panther and Captain America, the Avengers theme. Kids just do a great job. The hard work they put in with Heather Higgins, the band director, drum majors Logan Krieger and Abby Simon, and every single one of those kids work hard, have fun, and do a great job. As the T-shirts that Mrs. Wiggins handed out last year to her seniors, football is just the warm-up for the market.
And that's a wonderful saying, and I'm looking forward to my son getting something sweet like that one. The halftime show, is that a little bit shorter? They got extra time on the clock for this play-by-play flag football.
I believe they added a little clock. Sean Mulder, the athletic director, zipping up here and throwing up a little more time. It was not the magical 3 minutes sponsored by Northern Truck Service, but a special Sean Mulder 4 minutes that he added to the clock. As we do have a flag football game with is this elementary school level?
Yes.
I cannot tell. If you're under 5'5" and 40 years old, I can't tell how old you are or what grade you're in. So
that was right. Up until 3 years ago, he still thought I was a sixth grader.
14-12 is our score here at halftime. The Ramblers with the lead over the Pine River Bucks. Jay Simon, Gary Hawkeye Vanna with you. Our thanks to Dr. Steve Preisel for joining us at halftime. Abby Danforth turned the dials for us back in the studio. The Hall of Famer Harv Lucas with caramel corn as he comes back to his. I am jealous. No, thank you, sir. I have a second half to call. I wouldn't be able to do it with that in my mouth.
Your top and bottom jaw would be attached to each other.
That would be mildly problematic. Hawkeye, do you know any of these kids out here?
Well, I only know a couple of these kids. As Al Thomas has put together a elementary, kindergarten through second grade flag football league with his son Alan Thomas out there playing right now, and it looks like we may have Ben Rodenball out there playing wide receiver on the near side. So
Green versus Green wants to throw, no rush, all kinds of time, throws underneath, has a man, oh, and it's dropped near midfield. I don't know any names, and there's.
So, Jake, I was thinking because of some of our technical issues, I think for the rest of the game, we are going to do a Pluger Mechanical touchdown. Every touchdown is brought to you by Pluger Mechanical.
Sure. I don't mind that. But I will also say that tonight's broadcast not only brought to you by Pluger Mechanical, but also make sure we thank Burkholder Family Funeral Home, McNally's Party Store, McBain Auto Service, the Falmouth Co-op, Forefront Union, Don's Auto Clinic and High Point Cadillac GMC, LC Materials, McBain Family Pharmacy, McBain Rural Agricultural Schools, and the Wexford Misaki Career Tech Center, where Abby Danforth is learning how to turn the dials and all kinds of other things under Rich Spicer, the voice, the morning voice here on 107.9 CDY. He's actually over on our sister station, 107.1 The Drop, twisting the dials for the Cadillac broadcast this evening as well. Cadillac in action tonight. Don't have a score on that one. The 36-0, I think that was Beal City over Manton at half.
Yes, that was.
Whoa, look at the wheels on that one. Gold just scored a touchdown. Kid ran about 5 times faster than I ever ran. This is the McBain Hardware halftime show. Make sure you stop by, see Ron or Tyler for all your hardware needs, because as Gary's brother-in-law will tell you, if McBain Hardware, you probably don't need it. Gary ran down the stats from the first half. We'll just remind you quickly about the scoring. McBain had a couple of opportunities deep in Pine River territory. Took advantage of a Pine River fumble on their second play from scrimmage. Got the ball at the Pine River 35-yard line, but turned it over on downs at the 10. Forced a punt from the end zone by Pine River. Got it back at the 40. Got down to the 6 and turned it over on downs. Forced another Pine River punt from the end. Got it back at the Pine River 22-yard line, and this time, to start the second quarter, Daniel Rodenbaugh with the catch from George Brown III, and a 2-point conversion catch made it 8-0 with 11:20 to go in the second quarter. Pine River turned it over on downs. McBain got it back again in Pine River territory at the 47-yard line, and George Brown III ran it in from 16 yards out. The 2-point conversion attempt failed, and we had a 14-0 Rambler lead, but the Bucks would, on the ensuing possession, got it at their own 40-yard line, and a 60-yard touchdown run by Brock Nelson straight up into the end zone. Cut the lead to 14-6 after a McBain punt. The Ramblers gave the ball up at their own 38-yard line, and Rogan Nelson took advantage of the short field, ran it in from 33 yards out, 2-point conversion attempt. And that gives us our halftime score, 14-12 here in next week, Hawkeye. I believe we will be on the road for the final time as the Ramblers head north to take on the Manton in a game that you can hear not only here on 107.9 CDY, but if you head over to 107.1thedrive.com, you can listen to it with Rick Swanson and his kind of giving you maybe Manton perspective as Hawkeye gives you the McBain perspective here on CDY. And then the Ramblers will close at home as they host Beal City and Clare, a couple of really tough contests to end the season. Both of those teams, if I'm not mistaken, Hawkeye, thus far in the season.
Yeah, I was looking at the playoff points, and do you realize that Clare has more playoff points than Ithaca right now?
Really?
Yes.
Well, I'm not sure who they played non-conference. I don't know how many teams are left in the jackpot. Roscommon and Houghton Lake joining the Highland Conference this year.
I thought they picked up 2 teams to replace them.
They may have. I don't pay that close attention to the Jack Pine. I'm not. That's a nice arm. Do we know who's quarterbacking the green team? That could be your future varsity quarterback in our 15th season on the air.
That could be if we're here in 15. But that's only 5 years from now, 3rd grade, 8th. You have to be still.
Well, that's a good throw. Is he 3rd grade? That's a heck of a throw. A couple minutes left here at half. We still have the Northern Truck Service magical 3 minutes left to the clock. And so we are going to take one more break here at halftime. 14-12 your score here in McBain. We'll take a break. Second half action up. Right.
In this moment, who has your back? Do you know the name of your insurance agent? Does your agent know your name? Or would you call a 1-800 number that connects you with who? Another state? Another country? Get a local independent insurance agent with Auto Owners Insurance. Someone you can call when bad stuff happens. In this moment, get an agent who will protect you in that moment. Shepherd's Agency, founded by Joseph Shepherd, and today celebrating nearly 100 years of serving all your hometown insurance needs. The Shepherd's Agency in downtown McBain. Call 231-825-2411.
Your one-stop farm supply store is Falmouth Co-op in the heart of agriculture country, with locations at Falmouth and McBain. Falmouth Co-op has what you need to keep all your animals well-fed and healthy, plus bulk fuel and professional agronomy services like custom fertilizers and spraying and soil and grid sampling. Falmouth Co-op is your premier grain dealer and birdseed headquarters, and the McBain location has pizza, burgers, wings, and appetizers. Stop in today at either location in Falmouth and McBain. Falmouth Co-op is proud to support McBain's student athletes.
In the small town of McBain lies a locally owned family pharmacy that takes pride in helping improve the health of every patient that comes through the door. At McBain Family Pharmacy, you're more than just a prescription. Here, you're family, and their experienced team of professionals are always available to answer any questions you may have regarding prescription and over-the-counter medications. McBain Family Pharmacy is your full-service family pharmacy for both traditional and compound medications. Call them today at 231-825-8175. That's 231-825-8175. Or stop by their store located at 119 North Roland Street in McBain.
And welcome back to McBain High School. Jay Simon alongside Gary Hawkeye Vanna. Abby Danforth turning the dials for us back in the studio. It's a 14-12 Rambler lead over the Pine River Bucks here at McBain. As the Northern Truck Service magical 3 minutes has been added to the scoreboard. Both teams back on the and stretching out. We had a little bit of a longer halftime. McBain's marching band for us, and the elementary school flag football game that went on led to sort of a homecoming-esque halftime here in McBain. Of course, McBain had basketball long before they had football, and they don't have homecoming so much of, yes, I'm going to, snow. No, they don't call it that anymore, do they?
They call it homecoming.
Do they?
They've always called it homecoming.
I call it homecoming. I'm sorry, but if you're going to do it in the winter, that's what I'm going to call it.
No, it's the time to get the community to come back home to celebrate your graduation. It's homecoming.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. I'll buy it.
Snow coming is just a makeup marketing thing like Sweetest Day. When
somebody's bitter that they've had to buy chocolates on Sweetest Day. Give you a little update, Hawkeye. We had Owen Bono hobble off the field in the first half. He is back out with his helmet trying to stretch out. I'm not sure if we're going to see or not. He is still walking gingerly. You said it. 17 and adrenaline will get you through a lot of injury. We assume it was an ankle-related issue for Owen. And he is obviously the heart and soul of this defense and an important worker from that tailback position on offense as well. So if he can't go, Hawkeye, would we expect to see, if the Ramblers go back to the full house, we'd expect to see Deacon Dottie there. If they want to go spread, we'd expect to see George Brown. And they would just bring in a different wide receiver or tight end, maybe, who they have targeted one. Kagan Yacklin wearing number 18 tonight, playing tight end at times on the offensive end.
I think if we're going to see Bonico at the game, you're only going to see him as on the defensive line.
That would make the most sense. That would make the most sense to me because you don't want to risk such an integral part of your defense on the other side of the ball when you've got players who can step up in that situation. He is a great, certainly love to have him in front of you. Holes in that defensive line. Want him plugging them on the other side of the ball.
Yeah, and it's defense middle that Pine River's been able to exploit, but they did do it when Bonico was actually out there for both of their big plays as they are able to get a 60-yard run and then another, I believe it was a 32-yard play. 33-yard run.
Yeah, a 60 and a 33-yard run by Pine River. Rambler defense, as you said, Hawkeye done a pretty good job. It's just been the two big plays that have, and it's hurt them quite a bit to the tune of 12 points. It's only the lack of an extra point and 2-point conversion that's got the Ramblers with the lead. Pine River will be kicking off to start the second half.
And the field will continue to disintegrate
Begins
on
the
us
second
or
half of the ball
like just get
game.
sloppier as this game goes on with all the rain that's been going on this week and now people running and the cleats sticking up the middle.
Number 7,
So
Austin Gillian, along with number 22,
I'm
Caden
thinking that you
McGillis.
might see the full house again or the T formation just because it gives you a more chance to just power through this.
Aguilar with an excellent kick taken just inside the 10-yard line by Caden McGillis. McGillis tries the right side, cuts back left, and then over the 25-yard line and dropped
that ball back to about the 30-yard line of Maine.
At about the 30, and that's where the Ramblers
On that stop
will
for
take
Five River,
over.
number 24, Andrew Stevens.
Again, our thanks to McBain Hardware for their support of tonight's broadcast. Our sponsor. Ramblers come out in that full house backfield that allowed them to chew up so much yard at the end of the first half. The hand is to
number 24,
George Brown, I believe, on the carry. George will take it up.
Gain the 2 yards on the play.
Give him about the 32-yard line.
On the stop, number 56, Creed. Second down and 8 for McBain.
Full house backfield again. Dottie is up center. You got Brown, Rodenbaugh, and Seelan. He'll give it to Seelan on the little counter, and Seelan with room put his head down.
Gavin Seelan, the ball carrier.
He looked like one of those wind-up toys that runs into something, just keeps the legs turning and finds the right direction and kept on going. And he's got a first down for the Ramblers out at the 42 line.
Once again, they tried to do a shoulder tackle on Gavin Seelan, the magician, and he was able just to keep on moving. As you got to wrap him up to stop those legs. You just can't bump him.
Full house backfield again behind Dottie as we get inside 11 minutes to go here in the third quarter. George Brown with the carry, and George running directly into a Pine River defender. He's brought straight. Brown and Coach Maloney having an animated discussion. I'm not sure if maybe that's not where the play was supposed to go or what.
Look, give him a yard. Second down and 9.
Gain of 1. It'll be 2nd and 9 now for McBain. 10.5 minutes remaining. 14-12 here in the third quarter. McBain with the lead. Full house behind Dottie. Ramblers going left to right as they start this third quarter. Dottie will hand it off to Rodenbaugh, who is going to be stacked up by multiple white jerseys.
And off the road.
And that just didn't look right with that handoff in the.
Now we got a late flag coming out as you had a Rambler and a Buck kind of tied up. The Bucks, through the whistle, were continuing to Rodenbaugh back and really weren't letting go so much. The Ramblers didn't like that a whole. And I think we're going to have it on both teams, yeah. So we're going to have unsportsmanlike offsetting penalties against the Ramblers and the Bucks. Probably the right call because, in my opinion, Hawkeye, the Rambler player was a little aggressive in trying to get the Buck player to chill out, and the Buck player a little aggressive in telling the Rambler player, hey, I'm all right.
Yeah, that was a great advanced optometry call.
It was.
The game.
There you go. Look at you. So 3rd and 9 now for McBain. George Brown the third in shotgun, firing over Gavin Seelan on the out pattern to the left, and it's going to bring up 4th and 9 now for McBain. Pass was intended for Seelan.
Pass intended for Seelan, incomplete.
Even the Hall of Famer was confused. That ball well behind and above him. Harv Lucas wasn't sure that's who it was intended for. So 4th down, Brown now in the shotgun will step back, and he will pooch punt this. A nice one with nobody back. The Ramblers will get a nice, and it will go inside the 25 down to the 24-yard line. So a very nice by George Brown the third. Pine River looking for the play call. Terry Martin.
And they got this extra wide offensive line where you see all these gaps.
Yeah, they're actually at their own 14. I said 24. It's their own 14-yard line. Rogan Nelson will hand it off on the outside. Sorry, Nelson keeping it around the right edge and making a couple
Rogan
guys
Nelson, the
miss.
quarterback, the ball carrier.
Rogan Nelson is shifty, Hawkeye, and as he got himself out
3-yard line.
close to the
Gain of 9. Second down and
24,
one
call
for
it the
Platte River.
23-yard line. It's going to be second and short now.
On the stop, number 24, Jordan.
Yeah. You know, if McBain wrapped up on him initially, they would have been all let him run through an arm tag, and he was able to get the extra gain.
9:14 remaining here in the third. Trips to the left, and the handoff is straight up the middle to Brock Nelson. Brock Nelson, not much there, but I believe
5, Brock Nelson,
he's got enough. As he gets to the 25-yard line, it'll be a first down.
25-yard line. First down, Platte River.
Well, listen right now. Over Lake City is up on Roscommon, 7-0 in the fourth.
Wow, low scoring game out there between those two schools. Lake City trying to keep pace with Beale City in the Highland, although they need some help. They've already been beaten by 8:45 to go here in the third. Rogan Nelson in the shotgun will rush to the left behind Brock Nelson and right into the arms of George Brown III, who wraps him up and drops him for no gain.
Number 12, the quarterback, Rogan Nelson. No gain on the play. Second down. On the stop, number 24, for George Brown III.
Second and 10 now, $4. Going right to left across your radio dial. They trail 14-12 as the Ramblers. A 2-point conversion, the difference in this one's.
Well, Bonico says he can't go at linebacker, so he switched with Skolton, and now he's back on the line and hoping that he can be able to go there.
Trips to the left. They send a man in motion. They're going to keep it himself is Rogan Nelson, who again makes a man miss at the line, dancing around to the left side, and then immediately brought down by a host of green jerseys. They will give him the 28-yard line, 3-yard gain. It'll be 3rd and 7.
Third down.
Yeah, on that, Owen Bonico is nowhere near the run, but he has to give a big shout out because he actually ate up 3 different blockers.
Number 62, Lucas Colton, 11, number 7, Austin Ely.
Having him on the line, just drawing the attention of the defensive line is going to help out, freeing up some of these other defensive players.
7:23 remaining. They send a man in motion again, Nelson, and he's going to draw the Ramblers with the hard count. Ramblers were expecting the snap just before the man in motion, who was Sasha Huffman, got to Nelson. Nelson sold it, and the Ramblers jumped. 5-yard penalty. We'll give them the 33-yard line. It'll be 3rd and about 7:05 remaining here.
McBain needs to answer the bell right here. Pine River hasn't had great success with the pass, so I don't know if you sell out on the run here.
Same this time. The handoff is to Brock Nelson, and Nelson is wrapped up, fighting legs. Kept the legs churning at the 35-yard line, but he's going to be stopped shy of the first down. Near line judge is going to mark him just over the 35-yard line, so it's a couple-yard gain, but it's going to be up 4th and about a yard. No, I'm sorry. It is going to be a first down.
In on that stop, number 62.
Wow, I thought McBain got a good spot, but
on their own 35-yard line.
I guess not.
Our angle must have been the reason we didn't see that.
Well, they needed to get to about the 35, so they're in the vicinity. 6.5 minutes to go here in the third. Nelson again in the shotgun. He's got Brock Nelson. He'll hand it off to Brock Nelson. Nelson up the middle, sheds a couple of tacklers, still driving, churning those legs, and he picks up another Pine River first down. He was stopped about 4 yards shy in initial contact and just churned the leg. That was a manly run on Hawkeye, and he's got a first down at the 46.
Yeah, strong lower body there. Kind of reminds you of the old player Earl Campbell, who used to have tree trunks for, as he's just a hard person to take down.
Huffman, the option with Nelson. Rogan Nelson avoided one tackler. George Brown III will wrap him up, but not before he crosses midfield into McBain territory.
On the stop, number 24, George Brown.
Into McBain territory at the 49-yard line. Gain of about 5, call it 6. It'll be 2nd and 4. 5.5 remaining here in the third quarter. 14-12, Ramblers with the lead. Pine River, though, putting together a nice drive here in the third quarter. Huffman in motion. And we got movement, I think, as it looked to me, Hawkeye, like somebody on the line for the Bucks might have jumped a little early, a pulling.
Yeah, trying to get that, anticipate that snap and get it over there.
That's exactly what it is. So the 5-yard penalty. Take the Bucks
2nd down and 9.
Back into their own team.
Well, that was a costly penalty for McBain because they didn't lose any yards, but they lost Owen. It's Jesse
Monaco gone to the
Sickma.
sideline again. He has, yeah.
Jesse Sickma's checked into the game for Owen Bond.
5 minutes remaining here in the third is Rogan Nelson. Huffman and Nelson, low snap, retrieves it, tries the right side, switches arms, cutting up field. He's got the first down and more, over the 40, and finally tripped up at around the 38-yard line, but not before picking up another Pine River first down. Rogan Nelson, the sophomore, not a big kid, but boy, is he fleet of foot, and he's got another first down for the Bucks.
There's a lot of team speed here on Pine River side. They're a little bit undersized, but they're taking advantage of their speed, and they're really hitting these holes quickly. A lot of timing plays and spreads to kind of help their linemen.
4.5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Bucks look to their wrists after getting the call from 1st and 10 at the McBain 38-yard line. Trips to the left for Rogan Nelson, the sophomore. He's got Brock Nelson at the tailback position behind him. Wants to throw, looking to his right. Has a man open. It's Logan Rupert who shakes a tackle. And he's up past the 25-yard line, just shy of the 20. He's got another Pine River first down.
Lucas Skolton able to drag him down, but Pine Rivers really looks like they're starting to click on their offense as they have completed their first pass for a first down all game long.
5 first downs on this drive, Hawkeye, as the 12th play of the drive coming up. 3:58 remaining here in the third. Ramblers lead at 14-12. The Bucks are marching. Rogan Nelson keeps it himself. Now he'll pitch it out to Fauble, and Fauble's going to get dragged down back behind the line of scrimmage. A great tackle by Gavin Seelan as the Ramblers can just stretch that one out. And they get the 1-yard loss back at the 22-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 11.
Well, it's going to be spotted at 22.
You know, I think if Nelson would have held onto that ball, he would have had a bigger gain than this. I think he pitched it back about 4 yards.
He might have pitched it from the 20. I can't disagree with you. Inside 3.5 to go here in the third quarter. Again, trips to the right now, this time for the Bucks. Nelson in the backfield. They send Huffman in motion. Handoff is to Brock Nelson to the line and hit hard. Dropped at the 20. A couple yard gain. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 9 now. Inside 3 minutes to go here in the third.
62, Lucas Skolton.
This drive for the Bucks starting at their own 14-yard.
Well, McBain needs to answer the call right now. They do have a slim 2-point lead, but they need to find a little enthusiasm or a little life out there.
3rd down and 9 for the Bucks. They send Huffman in motion. Rogan Nelson will give it. Nope, he'll keep it. Nelson bouncing off a defender. Nelson to the corner, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown.
Touchdown, Pine River.
Rogan Nelson on the keeper. Faked to Huffman. Took off over the left side, made one miss, and then it was a foot race to the. And the Pine River Bucks, with 2:20 remaining here in the third, have taken an 18-14 lead.
When you say make one man miss, you mean run through a tackle.
Yeah. Well, he made a miss by not allowing him to tackle him by running through his. Heck of a run from young Rogan, the sophomore, and now the Bucks will go for 2 trips to the. Rogan Nelson wants to throw. He'll fire it underneath, and it is intercepted by by the Ramblers. You cannot run that back. But the two-point conversion will fail. Give some credit where credit is due. Lucas Skolton with the interception to stop the two-point conversion. So with 2:20 remaining here in the third quarter, the Ramblers trail 18-14 to the Pine River Bucks. We'll take a break right after.
High school students are training for the jobs of tomorrow today at the Wexford-Misaki Career Technical Center in Cadillac. Juniors and seniors from 12 area high schools can choose from 14 career-driven programs. Free college credit is available. Visit WMISD.org and click or tap the Career Technical Education link. See all the great programs, then talk to your student's counselor. Call 876-2200. The Wexford-Misaki Career Technical Center on 13th Street across from Baker College. Proud to serve the students of McBain High School. CTC is the place to be.
McBain Rural Agricultural Schools is looking for the next generation of Ramblers. If you want to give your child the gift of a great education, make McBain Rural Agricultural Schools your school of choice. Every McBain Rambler gets a MacBook or iPad, a strong curriculum, including a variety of vocational programs, great athletics, and access to a brand new state-of-the-art performing arts center. Because great performances shouldn't be limited to the football field and basketball court. School of Choice is now open, which means a huge decision for your family is upon you. If you want a school that will challenge your child, support your child, and celebrate your child's individuality, make sure McBain is on your short list. It's never too late to change schools, and McBain is accepting students K through 12th grade. For more information, visit mcbain.org or call the superintendent's office at 231-825-2165. That's 231-825-2165. 231-825-2165.
Welcome back to McBain High School. Jay Simon, Gary Hawkeye Vanna with you. Abby Danforth turning the dials back in the studio. 18-14, Pine River with the lead. McBain, Caden McGillis running back to the 20-yard line after the Omar Aguilera kickoff, the sophomore.
Penalty being marked off against the Ramblers.
And the Ramblers
It'll be first down and 15.
Shoot themselves in the foot on the first play. A little false start action, and they're going to take it back to their own 15 now. 2:12 remaining here in the third quarter. George Brown III in the shotgun, rolling to his right, throwing underneath, has a man, hits McGillis on the run. McGillis up the right sideline, gets a block, cutting back upfield. He's across midfield and finally buried at around the 48-yard line of Pine River. Big play by Caden. As George Brown III hit him, Gavin Seelan with a big block, Hawkeye, back around the 35-yard line to spring him for the extra 15 yards.
And you got to give Gavin Seelan credit for the new blindside blocks this year. How he did not come in and try and blow him up. He tried to kind of more
Just
run
chipped him.
and chipped him a little bit with the interference or get in his way. And that was a great block. That's why there was no flag, and that was another advanced optometry. Great call by the officials.
Absolutely. Trips to the left for Brown. As Brown trying to cut the left side, has the edge, and Brown has got another Rambler first down. As he was saved by another Gavin Seelan block, Hawkeye. As Brock Nelson came barreling through the middle, Seelan got just enough of him to free George Brown III around the left edge, and Brown up to the 35-yard line has another Rambler first.
Well, McBain has moved into Pine River territory here, and they need to continue this march.
Send Rodenbaugh in motion. Brown rolling to his right. Under pressure, steps up, trying to drag a couple defenders forward. Will not get back to the line of scrimmage. We'll bring him down at the 34. But I'll tell you right now, Hawkeye, what I loved about that play, George did not try to force anything. Just tried to pick up the yards, get back to the line of scrimmage, take the 1 yard loss, take the sack, live to fight another day.
Yeah, he turned a 6-yard sack into a 1-yard sack with just sheer will.
Yes. Second and 11 with 1:05 remaining here in the third. Again, Brown in the shotgun. He's got two receivers split either way. Sends Rodenbaugh in motion, far side to near side as they go left to right. Time to throw. Launching right, looking for Seelan, and he's got him! Gavin Seelan into the end zone. Touchdown, Rambler!
What a fantastic play and throw by George Brown, as there's a small window in there. Led Seelan where he didn't have to break his stride at all and just out of the reach of the defender. And then Sealand with his Russell Wilson, get the ball over the pylon before you go down, secures the touch. Big.
And the Ramblers retake the lead 20-18 with 49 seconds remaining. Here in the third quarter, they will go for two. Brown looking to throw, throwing underneath, and it is batted by the Bucks. Well defended. So with 49 seconds remaining here in the third quarter, the McBain Ramblers strike back, and they have a 20-18 lead. We'll take a break and back right after.
When it's late, when it's snowing, when you just have to have it. It's nice knowing McNally's Party Store in downtown McBain is open 7 days a week. Locally owned and operated with the friendliest cashiers helping to serve your grocery needs. From candy and chips to pop and munchies, McNally's Party Store, they're still keeping it cold. And wishing the McBain Ramblers good luck in tonight's game. That's McNally's Party Store in downtown McBain, open 7 days a week.
107.9 CDY. I listen to music all day long when I'm in the car going to work. The all-new 107.9 CDY.
High school students are training for the jobs of tomorrow today at the Wexford-Missaukee Career Technical Center in Cadillac. Juniors and seniors from 12 area high schools can choose from 14 career-driven programs. Free college credit is available. Visit WMISD.org and click or tap the Career Technical Education link. See all the great programs, then talk to your student's counselor. Call 876-2200. The Wexford-Missaukee Career Technical Center on 13th Street across from Baker College. Proud to serve the students of McBain High School. CTC is the place to be.
With straightforward rewards checking from 4Front Credit Union, you get 4% rewards for doing stuff you do every day. Like logging onto your account and receiving e-statements. And you can open your account right online. It's that straightforward. Unlike someone's tee shot. Straightforward rewards from 4Front Credit Union. Are you getting 4%? 4.08% annual percentage yield. Rate subject to change. Interest paid on balance up to $15,000. Some requirements apply. Insured by NCUA.
Making the final arrangements for a loved one is never easy. At Burkholder Family Funeral Home in McBain, they can help you get through the process one step at a time. Serving the families in McBain and the surrounding communities for over 40 years, they take pride in providing exceptional services that families can actually afford. The caring and compassionate staff at Burkholder Family Funeral Home can help ease the burden. Burkholder Family Funeral Home. Visit them today at 211 North Pine Street in McBain or call 231-825-8191.
Providing great service and quality to our customers, LC Materials is here for you and all your concrete and aggregate needs, both residential and commercial projects. We can assist you in estimates, sand and gravel needs, project details, and on-time delivery. LC Materials is also in Cadillac at the Concrete Store. The Concrete Store has building supplies, stone, block, tools, and other accessories to help you finish your project. So when you're ready, call LC Materials. We're ready when you are, online at lcmaterials.net. In this moment, who has your back? Do you know the name of your insurance agent? Does your agent know your name? Or would you call a 1-800 number that connects you with who? Another state? Another country? Get a local independent insurance agent with Auto Owners Insurance. Someone you can call when bad stuff happens. In this moment, get an agent who will protect you in that moment. Shepherd's Agency, founded by Joseph Shepherd, and today celebrating nearly 100 years of serving all your hometown insurance needs. The Shepherd's Agency in downtown McBain. Call 231-825-2411.
Your one-stop farm supply store is Falmouth Co-op in the heart of agriculture country. With locations at Falmouth and McBain, Falmouth Co-op has what you need to keep all your animals well-fed and healthy. Plus, bulk fuel and professional agronomy services like custom fertilizers and spraying and soil and grid sampling. Falmouth Co-op is your premier grain dealer and birdseed headquarters. And the McBain location has pizza, burgers, wings, and appetizers. Stop in today at either location in Falmouth and McBain. Falmouth Co-op is proud to support McBain student athletes.
And welcome back to McBain High School. Jason alongside Gary Hawkeye Vanis for the mildly extended break. The Pine River Bucks facing a 3rd and 16 from their own 21-yard as we get ready to start the fourth quarter of action here in McBain. Abby Danforth turning the dials for us back in the studio. 20-18, McBain with the lead. The Bucks now going left to right across your radio dial. Pine River comes out with two receivers split either way. Rogan Nelson, the sophomore quarterback, in the shotgun with Brock Nelson behind. Rogan rolling to his left. We got a flag on the play. Rogan with room to run is going to get hit. We have two flags, another coming in from the referee later during the play.
There are two flags on the field.
Rogan was brought down by Trevor Bode just over the 20-yard line, but we'll see what these two flags are, and it looks like it's going to all be against Pine River. So I don't know, Hawkeye, do you... I mean, 10 yards would pin them all the way back at their 5, but it would give them 2 more chances, and they've shown they can get big plays. Or do you assume they'll punt from 4?
Well,
or 4th and 6?
I think you would decline the penalty. And it looks like it's going to be 4th and 12.
Pine River declined by McBain.
Well, I have no idea why the ball is being marked where it's being marked. Do you know what happened?
I don't know why they marked it there either.
They marked it at the flag. The first flag that was thrown is where they marked the ball. I'm genuinely confused. High snap is going to go into the end zone, and Logan Rupert's going to just fall on it, and it's going to be a safety for the Ramblers.
Safety scored by the Ramblers.
And I'll tell you what, Hawkeye, it's interesting because if that ball was marked where the end of the run for Rogan Nelson, I'm not sure that gets into the end zone.
No, I don't know. I don't think they will get in the end zone either. I don't know why the ball was marked what it was. McBain got a huge break on that.
So the penalty, 2 penalty flags were thrown. The one was declined. They marked the ball at the flag of the first flag, not where the play ended. Had they marked it where the play ended, I don't know that snap goes into the...
I agree with you on that.
And I have no idea why the ball was at the point of the first flag that was thrown. The second flag was back at around the 15-yard line, and that was the holding call that the referee called, but there was an earlier flag thrown, and that one was where they marked the ball instead of where Rogan Nelson had finished. You'd think it would have been where Rogan Nelson was finished. I thought it should have been about 4th and 6. It ended up being 4th and 13, and the snap goes into the end zone, and the Ramblers end up with a safety. So I am thoroughly confused, and I can't wait for Hawkeye to ask Pat Maloney what happened there.
He said, we have been on the wrong side in a couple of calls in the past. This time we were on the right side of a call.
Prepared to kick for Pine River.
Very strange indeed. So the Bucks now, following the safety, will kick off from their own 20-yard line with Aguilar. I would do the same thing because he is going to drill this thing, and it is taken by Austin Ealing, and he's going to fall on it back at the 20-yard line, excuse me, 30-yard line. Ealing got underneath that a little, but he does come up with it clean, and so McBain will take over at their own 30-yard line, enjoying a 4-point lead now, 22. I tell you, this is the only bad thing with high school football. We have absolutely no idea what happened there, and nobody's going to tell us because there's no microphone in the referee. It's sad. I'm sad. I want to know.
Oh,
I want to know.
About it is you can make it up.
I could, but instead I did my job and I told you exactly, which was something I don't know why it happened. Trips to the right for the Ramblers. George Brown III trying to avoid a tackler. Does. Still on his feet. He's got yards more. Puts a shoulder down and picks up a first down for the Ramblers over the 40-yard line down to the 42, and he's got a first down for McBain.
You know, once George Brown gets ahead of steam, he just looks to pop one. He's kind of like a wrecking ball once he starts moving.
It's the difference between him and Mercury, right? We talked earlier how he's reminiscent of Jared Lahr in the sense that he's not that quick, and yet teams just have trouble bringing him down. Somehow the next thing you know, he's picked up a ton of yards and nobody's getting a clean hit on him. The difference is Lahr never actually picked up steam. He just avoided. George Brown III, as you said, punishes people at the end of a run. Full house backfield. Dottie's going to hand it off to Seelan, and nothing doing for Seelan as the Bucks get great penetration. Gavin Kernett in on the tackle for the Bucks. As we get in under 11 and a half minutes remaining in the ball game, it'll bring up a 2nd and 11 now for McBain.
Number 26, Brian Fumble.
And it looks like Maloney's going back to the spread offense. He thinks that Pine River's teeing off on that tee offense that McBain has been running. So he is changing things as they go along.
Want to remind you, you're listening WCDY, McBain, Cadillac, Lake City. Jay Simon and Gary Hawkeye Vanna with you. Abby Danforth turning the dials for us back in the studio. 2nd and 11 for McBain. George Brown III out of the shotgun. Gets some blocking. Makes a man miss up the left sideline. Brown still on his feet. George Brown III will run to the house. Touchdown, Rambler.
Huge play for McBain as George Brown hurdled a person to get into the end zone.
He did not illegally hurdle a person, though. That was a player on the ground that he hurdled, and that is allowed. Great blocking up front as he got wide receivers out there. Caden McGillis in particular setting a great block on the outside to help spring Brown, who does the rest with his legs. I think he heard me say something about him not being that quick because he got up that left sideline in a hurry. Unofficially, that one 61 yards. As the Ramblers will go for 2. Trips to the right for Brown. Rolling right, under pressure, still on his feet now. Continue rolling right. He's going to try to get into the end zone. And he does. 2-point conversion is good. George Brown III runs it in, and the Ramblers will take a 30-18 lead with 10:39 remaining here in the ball game. We'll take a break and be back right after.
Dropping the beat from the top of the lakes.
Come on. You make me feel good. I like it.
This is WCDY McBain, Cadillac, Lake City. Cadillac's new number 1. 107.9. 107.9. Turn it up. CDY.
Will it be sunny? Is it going to rain? How much snow are we getting? What's it like outside? In northern Michigan, weather can change in an instant. That's why the Minus 26 Weather Authority has you covered around the clock. During severe weather and snowstorms, the Minus 26 Weather Authority can break in when others can't.
You have a weather alert across.
When lives are on the line, every community matters. And when they aren't, we're here to help you plan your day. The Weather Authority is why Minus 26 is more local, more often.
In the small town of McBain lies a locally owned family pharmacy that takes pride in helping improve the health of every patient that comes through the door. At McBain Family Pharmacy, you're more than just a prescription. Here, you're family, and their experienced team of professionals are always available to answer any questions you may have regarding prescription and over-the-counter medications. McBain Family Pharmacy is your full-service family pharmacy for both traditional and compound medications. Call them today at 231-825-8175. That's 231-825-8175. Or stop by their store located at 119 North Roland Street in McBain.
Take the handoff around the right edge, and he avoids being tackled initially, but Daniel Rodenbaugh finishes him off.
Brian Bobble,
Ball will be marked at the
43-yard line.
Call it the 43-yard line.
Down and 3 for Pine River.
Gain of 6. Call it 3rd and a long 2 for.
Yeah, that's the first time they actually went to Hoffman on that sweep, as they had continually kept it for Nelson to run around the
9.5 minutes remaining. Rogan Nelson in the shotgun. They'll send a man in motion. It's Fauble. Instead, they'll hand it off to Brock Nelson straight up the middle and piled up, but he's got a first down over the 45-yard line up to the 40. I think Hawkeye, to a certain extent, you addressed earlier how the Bucks have all those gaps on their offensive line, and what it's done is it allows them to explode out. They seem to be getting to the second quicker, and I don't know, it's giving Brock Nelson and Rogan Nelson more room and more as they find gaps. Fauble is in motion. They'll give it to Nelson. Nelson sheds a tackler, keeps his feet churning. He's into Rambler territory over the 45-yard line, up to about the 44-yard line. It's going to be very close to another Pine River first down.
Here's the 44.
They're going to say he's just short.
Second down for the
8:25 remaining in the ball game. 30-18. McBain with the lead. Bucks are 2 scores down, but 1 conversion could give them the lead. Trips to the... And now we're going to get a whistle, and we're going to get a McBain timeout. 8:09 remaining in this one. 30-18. McBain with the lead. We'll keep it. We'll make sure we give you the knowledge that if you're leaving our listening area, head over to 107.9 Cdy.com. Click the game logo. You can listen anywhere in the world. We got a decent internet connection on our YouTube streaming channel. Games are also archived. You can listen to them again later over there on YouTube as well. Our thanks to McLean Transmissions for their support of streaming here on 107.9 CD. Also want to thank Shepherd's Insurance Agency, Northern Truck Service, Pluger Mechanical, Advanced Optometry, McBain Hardware, as well as our post-game show sponsor, Kelly's Pizza and Grill. Make sure you stick around for the post-game show. We'll have some hardware to hand out. The lineman of the game brought to you by Huttingale Electric, the Judy K. Gildy Photography Picture Perfect Play of the Game, as well as the most exciting 15 seconds in all of broadcasting, that being the Hawkeye Player of the Game, brought to you by L&J Meat Market. Rogan Nelson back to pass, throws underneath, and McGillis. And I'll tell you what, the Pine River coaching staff may have a point, as
it'll be 3rd down and 1.
The Rambler defender trying to time that pass exactly. Lane Rupert.
On to stop for McBain.
Bang, bang. That is a very, very difficult call to give the defender the credit for timing it well enough. Did not draw a flag.
Yes, he did. And that was another advanced optometry good call.
Depending on which side of the field. 8:04. 3rd and 1 now for Pine. He sent Huffman in motion. Low snap, put on the turf. Nelson picks it up, and he's going to get dropped back at the...
Number 12.
Nice job by the Ramblers getting penetration on the outside. And after a 2nd and 1 situation, the Bucks suddenly find themselves back at the 47-yard line or so, facing a 4th and 4 in Rambler territory. Obviously, they will be going for this big play here for McBain defense.
Great job on that one by Trevor Bode, as he was able to seal off the corner. He saw the Hoffman cleared through, so he only keyed on Nelson from that point on. Here's that option play.
Handoff, and the ball's on the turf, and the Ramblers have it. George Brown III. Nope, that's Daniel Rodenbaugh jumping on it.
That'll teach you to learn to the other broadcaster.
Right? Well, I saw the 4, and I thought he was right. -26 here broadcasting this for television. You can check it out after the game concludes. They'll be airing it about an hour following the game. I saw the 4, and I bought it. Nope, Daniel Rodenbach coming up with the fumble recovery. And the Ramblers, with 7:17 remaining here in the 4th, get it back at their own 41-yard line. Full house backfield. Deacon Dottie is under center. Handoff is to it is Sealand from the right. And Gavin, not anywhere to go.
Loss of a yard on the play. It'll be second down.
May have been a loss of a yard, but a shout out to number 56, Drew Vanna, as he had blown his guy 9 yards down the field. McBain back in the T offense. Deacon Dottie at quarterback. That means George Brown will be. No, he's on the sideline.
Dottie looking for the back judge signal. Raises the arm. Hand up. They have a McGillis in the backfield instead of Brown. The handoff is to Rodenbaugh, and he'll take it up to just over the 45.
Daniel Rodenbaugh, the ball carrier. Pass the ball outside the 45-yard line. It's third down at
nose of the ball, close to the 46. I'll give him the 46.
Creed Watson.
It's going to bring up 3rd and 6 now for McBain. Inside 6 minutes to go in the ball game. McBain eager to a first down and kill some more clock. Handoff is Rodenbaugh, and Rodenbaugh will move the pile up to close to mid.
Stop just short of midfield.
Nose of the ball is probably going to be just about on the 50-yard line.
On the stop,
4th and a long yard coming up for the Ramblers, Hawkeye. I don't know. I think you let Rodenbaugh see if he... Midfield, they need 2 scores.
Well, they do have George Brown back in.
They do. They're in the... George will back up as if he's going to punt, and he will punt. And he will take advantage of the fact that the Bucks did not have anybody back. And so we'll be down at the 13-yard line, and that's where Pinerville will take it back up. You like that call?
Yeah, actually I do, because you're up by 2, and I would like to see the McBain defense stand up tall again on this one. 5 minutes left in the game.
(30-18), McBain with the lead. 5:07 remaining in the ball game as Pinerville will take over on their own 13-yard line. Rogan Nelson in the shotgun. He's got 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Wants to throw, wants it all. Looking for Rupert. Batted and knocked down as several.
Incomplete.
3 green jerseys in the air. Trevor Buck. Gavin Sealand was, and Rupert nearly still brought that down amidst all those green jerseys.
Well, what happened is that Gavin Sealand got behind him. Rupert looked like he had to complete the catch. Sealand came underneath with the arm, batted it straight up in the air. All the McBain players looked like they hit each other and bounced backward. Rupert's laying on the ground. The ball starts coming down to him. He juggles it before he finally drops it. He almost got gifted a reception.
Bucks looking for the call from head coach Terry Martin. Trips to the right for Rogan Nelson in the shotgun with Brock Nelson too. They'll send Fauble in motion. They'll give it to Fauble. Fauble trying the left side. Got some blocking. Cuts up the middle and then tripped up and stopped.
Number 26,
shy of the 20-yard line. Give him the 19. It's going to be a 6-yard pickup, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 4 for the Bucks as we hit 4:45 to go here in the ball game. The Bucks, I believe, Hawkeye, have all 3 timeouts remaining here in the second half.
They do, but the clock is still moving on that one. Derek Camphouse getting a sack to tackle as he gets in there.
Bucks again come out in that spread look. This time Brock Nelson behind Rogan Nelson. 2 receivers split either way for him. We'll hand it to Huffman. Huff on the handoff around the left edge, and he is gang tackled. Gavin Sealand in there. Trevor Bode in there. Multiple green jerseys. Nothing doing there. as they faked the handoff up the middle and gave it to Huffman on the kind of end around by the receiver, but the Ramblers sniffed it out.
18-yard line. It's 4th down.
Ball marked back at the 18. It's going to be 4th and 6 now for the Bucks.
It looks like Terry Martin is realizing that he has to go for it in this situation.
Now 3:45 remaining. 2 scores down, you do. In the shot, back to pass. Launching up the left sideline, has a man caught. What a catch, and up the left sideline and tripped up, a touchdown saving tackle made on Isaac McKinley. That was Josh Hart Jr. making the tackle. As I said, a touchdown saving tackle by the shoestrings, stops him at the 33-yard line, but it's a big 4th down conversion for the Bucks, and they've got a 1st down in Rambler territory.
Yeah, Josh Hart, first tackle of the game, and couldn't come any bigger than that one as he stopped the touchdown from being scored. McBain needs to settle down and call a timeout.
Yes, the Ramblers will. 3:13 remaining in the ball game. McBain wants a timeout. 30-18. McBain with the lead, but 3:13 is an eternity. They want to talk it over. While they do, we'll take a break and be back in 30 seconds right after this.
Take a look in your closet, way back there where the coats are. If you have one or two that you haven't worn in a while, consider donating it to Coats for Kids. 107.9 CDY is teaming up with West Michigan Credit Union to collect your gently used coats of any size and distribute them free to those in need before the cold weather comes. Drop them off at any West Michigan Credit Union location in Cadillac, Reed City, and Big Rapids, or the 107.9 CDY studios, and you can ensure that no one is cold this winter. On October 19th in Cadillac and October 26th in Big Rapids, we're giving away those coats for free. Coats for Kids 2019 from West Michigan Credit Union, Baker College of Cadillac, and 107.9 CDY.
Thank you.
And welcome back to McBain High School. Jay Simon, Gary Hawkeye Vanna with you. 30-18 McBain with the lead. Pine River Bucks with a 1st down at the 33-yard line of the Ramblers as the handoff is to Brock Nelson. And Nelson get up to about the 30-yard. Point out, Hawkeye, Owen Bonico is back on the field, and he's actually not limping as he walks.
He's playing the weak side end, hoping to protect.
2nd and 7 now for the Bucks. Nelson wants to throw, looking, firing over the middle, and Fauble trying to get back to the ball, thrown to his left, trying to fight through Daniel Rodenbaugh, can't get. And the incompletion.
Broke up by number 3, Gavin Sealy.
We'll bring up 3rd and 8 and stop the clock with 2:45 remaining here in the ballgame.
McBain doing a lot of rotating of their offensive line. You see Owen Bonico back in the game. Yacklin's been getting a lot of time out there. Vanna even get out there for a play or two. Jesse Sycama's been rotating in there. Derek Campos is getting over in and out of there. Bonico has been in and out of there, and so is Altman. So they're fresh linemen right now for this time of the game.
Logan Nelson wants to throw, looking up the left sideline, underthrown, caught, and it is complete.
Pass complete.
The ball was underthrown, and Austin Ealing could not stop himself to come back and defend. It's a great throw in the sense that it was the Pioneer receiver, the only one that could come back and get that. But the throw forced by pressure by the Ramblers as Logan Nelson had to throw it high. And it's a 1st and goal now for Pine River at the 6-yard line. They'll send Huffman in motion. Nelson will give it to Brock Nelson, trying the middle of the field, and Brock is stopped maybe a yard, give him the 5. It'll be 2nd and goal now with 2:27 remaining. We're going to get a timeout by Pine River with 2:27 to go in the game. It is a 30-18 over the Pine River Bucks. Quick update for you over on our sister station 107.1 The Drop. Cadillac Vikings 23-20.
Now, if I'm doing my math, that's their 4th win of the season. Is that not correct?
I believe they are 4-1 now. Yes.
4-2.
Yes. Sorry. 4-2.
Which means they are looking at a possible playoff run.
Absolutely. I don't know what the rest of their schedule looks like. The Big North is always difficult, so you never do know there, but absolutely. Congratulations to the Vikings. Don't forget, stick around for the post-game show brought to you by Kelly's Pizza and Grill, home of the best French fries north of, well, in the north. I'm just going to go with it. In the north. I don't know what they put in those fries, but
there's actually a little. The middle is going to be pillowy
all
soft.
I know is they're amazing. Out of the timeout, Bucks with a second and goal from the 3. Rogan Nelson in the shotgun. Nelson will hand it off. Nope, he's going to keep it himself around the left edge, and Nelson is into the end zone. Touchdown, Pine River.
Touchdown, Pine River.
2:22 remaining in the ball game, and they have cut the lead to 30-24. And they will go, I assume, for the 2-point conversion here.
I think they're.
Well, you know what? That's a good point. They're down by 6. So the extra point is all they need. They need another touchdown regardless. It's a good call. Aguilera, the left-footed sophomore kicker, who's got a great leg, but missed his first extra point attempt to the right to try and trim it to 5. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up. Plenty high enough, and it is good. So Omar Aguilera gives the Pine River Bucks a huge extra point because with 2:22 remaining in the game, it is a 30-25 McBain lead.
Pine River Bucks battling back as they, every time you want to try and count them out, they continue to make big play after big play after big play as they had 2 pass plays over 30 yards, 1 on 4th down. They had to have the touchdown save and tackle by Josh. McBain still falling victim to the big play.
If you're just joining us, first of all, where have you been? But the McBain Ramblers, after a quiet first quarter and many opportunities that they couldn't convert on, took a 14-0 lead midway through the second. Pine River, though, went on an 18-0 run, closing the first half with 2 touchdowns to make it 14-12, and then scoring on their first possession of the second half to take an 18-14 lead. But the Ramblers answered. 34-yard touchdown, Gavin Seelan, to make it 20-18. A safety on a punt snap that went over the head of Lane Rupert made it 22-18, and then a George Brown, the third 61-yard touchdown run and 2-point conversion gave the Ramblers a 30-18 lead as the onside kick attempt by Pine River is covered nicely.
Onside kick is covered
by the up man. That was
Derek Camphouse.
Derek Camphouse with the cover.
Derek Camphouse. So McBain has the ball right at
So McBain will take over at midfield.
21 seconds left in the ball game.
2:21 on the.
Pine River still has 1 timeout left, but that last drive caused them to burn. McBain could push it for a first down. That would be huge at this time, but no matter what, protect that.
Expect to see an awful lot of Gavin Seelan and Daniel Rodenbaugh here. Dottie is under center. The handoff is to Rodenbaugh with room. Rodenbaugh barreling over the left side of the line. Second level. Rupert and Brian Fauble on the tackle, but he to the. Wow, that's a great spot. I didn't see him get that far. 43-yard line. And Pine River will take their last timeout. It's going to be second and call it second and 4 with 2:16.
They've done a great
ball game.
They've done a great job running behind that left side of the line of Lucas Goten and Drew Vanna, really clearing out some spaces, and they've been able to get 4 to 5 to 7 yards a carry, and that has really been helping this pounding defense or offense work at this point.
It really has. They've done it. Daniel Rodenbaugh, they've done it with that little semi-counter where they fake the rush to the right side and they come back on the little counter with Gavin Seelan to the left side, but you're absolutely right. Left side of the line has been strong for McBain tonight, and they need a little more push. Out of the timeout, 2:16 remaining, 30-25 McBain with the lead. Dottie will give it to Rodenbaugh. Rodenbaugh straight up the middle again, puts his down, and Rodenbaugh is very close to a first down. This line judge right on the 40.
34, Daniel Rodenbaugh
And I
to the
believe
40-yard line of Pine River.
this is going to be a first down. It is.
On the stop, number 56, Trade Watson.
Now with 2:08 remaining.
And Pine River cannot stop the clock again. Or can they?
Timeout on the field.
Apparently they had one more timeout left. They only used one on that previous. So Pine River will call its final timeout with 2:08 remaining. 30-25, McBain with the lead. 1st and 10 at the 40. We'll take one more quick for 30 seconds and be back right after this.
You could empty your bank account for a better set of wheels, or make the smart choice and buy a dependable vehicle at an affordable price from Galvanics Auto on M115. And if you have a trade-in, push it, pull it, drag it, do whatever you can and get it to Galvanics, because they'll give you $1,000 minimum for it. Right now, Galvanics features a big selection of cars, SUVs, and trucks. Trucks with 4-wheel drive, SUVs with 3rd-row seating. Plus, check out their wholesale row with 11 super budget-friendly vehicles under $2,000. The Galvanic name has meant a great deal to thousands of area car buyers. Check out their large selection at galvanics115.com or stop into their lot on M115 at Division Street, and you'll find the budget-friendly vehicle that's just right for you. Galvanics got it. Online at galvanics115.com and see their pictures on Facebook. Galvanics M115 on Division in Cadillac.
Bain High School, it is the greatest formation in football, the victory formation, as the Ramblers, as we get inside 2 minutes to go, have a first down, now facing a second down, and the Bucks cannot stop the clock, waiting for the back judge to raise his arm. Deacon Dottie will take the snap, take a knee, and the clock will continue to tick down. The Ramblers now with a third down. 35 seconds, I believe, per play. Taking off the clock in between. I think actually it's going to be, they might have to punt.
They shouldn't have to punt. They should just not have to snap that way. And if they do, then you might as well take the 5-yard penalty.
I was doing the math in my head, and it didn't seem like, because the clock wasn't running when this.
Well, no, they're going to have to.
The clock, the hand goes up. They are going to have to, because this is going to. Here they go now. They'll take one more knee with 45 seconds left. And what that means, truth be told, Hawkeyes, they're going to take a penalty, and the clock will stop with just a few seconds remaining. So now they're going to have to get a stop on a punt, I guess. Or they would just try to run it. Maybe George Brown III run to the right and just hope to stay alive. You're going to take this 5-yard penalty, I would assume. 13 seconds left. Yeah, don't even come. You're not going to snap it.
Otherwise, they might snap it, and he just stands there.
And there you go. Heard a whistle, delay a game call. Whistle did on a delay a game call with around 3 or 4. So we'll see how much time they're going to put back on. They're going to say 4 seconds. 4 seconds will be put back on the clock. So the Ramblers take the 5-yard penalty. And so now they will have to either snap it back up and go down. I don't know what they're going to try here.
They're going to give it to Gavin Seelan. He's going to dance around for 3 seconds. He's not going to sit down.
Yep, Gavin Seelan's going to run back, and Seelan will run back, look for the zeros, and he'll take the knee. And the McBain Ramblers, 30-25, get the victory over the Pine River Bucks here in McBain. You don't see endings like that too often.
Do I have to actually write down the negative 25 yards rushing for Gavin Seelan on that one?
Gavin probably doesn't want you to, but I don't know. That's technically speaking, that is what happened. We're going to take a moment, collect our final thoughts and statistics. The Kelly's Pizza and Grill postgame show coming up here on 107.9 CD. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back right after this.
At Rummel Orthodontics, we don't just create radiant smiles. We grow confidence, self-esteem, and joy. Dr. Drew Rummel is proud to provide Michigan residents with stunning, affordable smiles at 3 convenient locations in Big Rapids, Cadillac, and Manistee. Schedule your free consult today with the area's premier orthodontic specialist and get braces or Invisalign for as low as $129 a month. That's right, just $129 a month. Get the smile of your dreams without breaking the bank. Visit rummelsmiles.com to request your free smile consult today. That's rummelsmiles.com.
107.9 CDY is proud to be your home for McBain Ramblers Sports for year number 6. Hi, I'm Jay Simon. Join Gary Hawkeye Vanna and me for all the exciting action on the air and online at 1079cdy.com.
Hi, this is Coach Pat Maloney. This week, home against Pine River.
This year, the football broadcasts are sponsored by McBain and LC Family Pharmacy, 4Front Credit Union, Burkholder Family Funeral Home, Wexford Misaki Career Technical Center, McBain Auto Service, L&J Meat Market, Kelly's Pizza and Grill, McBain Hardware, Pfluger Mechanical, LC Materials, McNally's Party Store, Northern Truck Service, Huttinga Electric, Falmouth Co-op, Don's Auto Clinic and High Point Cadillac GMC, Judy K. Gildy Photography, Advanced Optometry, McBain Rural Agricultural Schools, Shepherd's Agency, and the live stream sponsored by McLean Transmissions.
Your home for McBain Rambler Sports is 107.9 CDY.
Hi, I'm Don Hoytinga from Wexford Misaki Right to Life. We are proud to present the broadcast of Michigan Right to Life Perspective, Sunday mornings at 11 on 107.9 CDY. Michigan Right to Life Perspective offers thoughts and observations on developments and legislation relating to right to life issues, which are near and dear to our hearts. Listen for Michigan Right to Life Perspective Sunday mornings at 11 on 107.9 CD.
Electric, lineman of the game.
That's a great call. You were zagging? I thought I still had it figured out, but I was wrong, just for the record.
What were you thinking?
Which wouldn't have been a bad call, but I like it. You're absolutely right. No bad snaps tonight. And when you consider they benefited from a bad snap, that's key. Absolutely. Well, it's time now for the Judy K. Gildy Photography Picture Perfect Play of the game, and there are a lot of options in this one as well, because the Ramblers putting up 30 points at a lot of spectacular plays. There was a touchdown-saving tackle that, even though the Bucs eventually scored, Josh Hart, his only tackle of the game, ended up costing them more time, which allowed the Ramblers to get it back and go into victory formation. You've got touchdown catches by Gavin Seelan. You've got pass breakups. You've got an interception on a two-point conversion. There's all kinds of choices, but that's why we pay the big bucks, Hawkeye.
What I got is the first one you mentioned. I have Josh Hart's touchdown-saving tackle, causing the Bucs to burn more clock, burn a timeout, and if it wasn't for that, McBain could not squeeze out the clock on that last fourth down. Or they had a first down, then they had to squeeze out the clock, and that would not have happened if the Bucs scored and had an extra 2 minutes left.
I like it. I like it. There you go. Your Judy K. Gildy Photography Picture Perfect Play of the game. The Josh Hart shoestring tackle on the far side of the field that forced Pine River to call a timeout. They would eventually punch it in from the 33-yard line, but it did cost them more time. And when the Ramblers got it back, they were able to ice the game away. 30-25, your final here in McBain. That leaves us with just one remaining task, and that is the most exciting 15 seconds in all of broadcasting. That is, of course, the L&J Meat Market Hawkeye Player of the Game. Again, a lot of candidates in this one, Hawkeye, as many Ramblers stepped up and performed well on the. But again, that's why we put the pressure on you.
You know, it's nice to have options. It's kind of like playing a scramble. When you win, you seem to usually have options, choices.
That's right.
But this one I think was clear-cut also, and it's going to have to be George Brown the third.
Good call.
Threw 2 touchdowns, ran for 2 touchdowns, led the team in rushing with over 100 yards, and threw the only 2-point conversion for the McBain Ramblers. I think it's really George Brown. He also led the defense in tackle.
There you go. An easy call. George Brown III, your L&J Meat Market Hawkeye Player of the Game, accounting for 4 TDs on the night, led the team in tackles, led the team in rushing. An easy call. Even Hawkeye can make that one. George, make sure you stop by Senior's office and pick up whatever trinket it is he's handing out for the Hawkeye Player of the Game. 30-25, your final. The McBain Ramblers and Pine River Bucs both move to 3-3 on the season. And that's going to do it for us. For our producer and engineer, Abby Danforth, for Gary Hawkeye Vanna, I'm Jay Simon. We'll see you folks next week, Friday night, as the Ramblers go on the road one final time during this regular season as they head north to take on the Manton Rangers in a game that you can hear in 2 places, 1071thedrive.com streaming, and of course here on 107.9 CY.
Good night.
Scotty doesn't play in corn mazes.
Come on, it's this way. No, it's this way. Or is it this way? There's so much corn!
Scotty doesn't carve pumpkins.
A little around the mouth. And there you go.
What is it?
It's a non-gender specific o-lantern.
Is it a guy or a girl?
It's a pumpkin.
Scotty doesn't prepare for trick-or-treaters.
Trick or treat!
I don't have any candy. Here, have a lamp.
Gee, thanks.
Tell all your friends.
Scotty does funny.
I did a dinner for a group of forensic investigators. They knew exactly how the chicken died. Kind of like that joke just did.
Hire Scotty as entertainment for your next event by going to ScottyDoesFunny.com. That's ScottyDoesFunny.com.
Hey kids, wait! I found some candy.
Stranger danger!
No, Snickers.
This live broadcast of McBain Ramblers football on 107.9 CDY has been sponsored by McBain and LC Family Pharmacy, 4 Front Credit Union, Burkholder Family Funeral Home, Wexford Misaki Career Technical Center, McBain Auto Service, L&J Meat Market, Kelly's Pizza and Grill, McBain Hardware, Kluger Mechanical, LC Materials, McNally's Party Store, Northern Truck Service, Huttinga Electric, Falmouth Co-op, Don's Auto Clinic at High Point Cadillac GMC, Judy K. Gildy Photography, Advanced Optometry, McBain Rural Agricultural Schools, Shepherd's Agency, and the live stream sponsored by McLean Transmissions. This is your home for McBain Rambler Sports, 107.9 CDY.
More music, more variety.
This is how we do it, yeah.
Hey, this is Imagine Dragons.
This is Ariana Grande.
What's up? It's Charlie Puth.
This is the all-new 107.9 CDY.
You are listening to the all-new 107.9 CDY.
You're so precious when you smile. I'm at a party I don't wanna be at. And I don't ever wear a suit and tie. I can't. Wondering if I can sneak up the back. Nobody's even looking me in the eye. Can you take my hand, finish my drink, say shall we dance? Hell yeah. You know I love you, dude. I just had to let you know you're mine. Hands on your body, I don't wanna waste no time. Feels like forever, even if forever tonight. Just lay with me, waste this night away with me. You're mine.
You are listening to the all-new 107.9 CDY.
I'm at a party I don't wanna be at. And I don't ever wear a suit and tie. Wondering if I can sneak out the back. Nobody's even looking me in my eyes. Can you take my hand, finish my drink, say shall we dance? Hell yeah. You know I love you, did I ever tell you? You make it better like that. Don't think I fit in at this party. Everyone's got so much to say. Yeah, I always feel like I'm nobody. Who wants to fit in anyway? 'Cause I don't care when I'm with my baby, yeah. All the bad things disappear. You're making me feel that maybe I am somebody. I can deal with the bad nights when I'm with my baby, yeah. 'Cause I don't care as long as you just hold me near. You can take me anywhere. You're making me feel like I'm loved by somebody. I can deal with the bad nights when I'm with my baby, yeah. We at a party we don't wanna be at. Trying to talk but we can't hear ourselves. Pictureless, I'd rather kiss them right back. But all these people all around, I'm crippled with anxiety. But I'm told it's where I'm supposed to be. You know what? It's kinda crazy 'cause I really don't mind. Can you make it better like that? Don't think we fit in at this party. Everyone's got so much to say. Oh yeah, yeah. When we walked in, I said I'm sorry. But now I think that we should stay. 'Cause I don't care when I'm with my baby, yeah. All the bad things disappear. You're making me feel like maybe I am somebody. I can deal with the bad nights when I'm with my baby, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. 'Cause I don't care as long as you just hold me near. You can take me anywhere. You're making me feel like I'm loved by somebody. I can deal with the bad nights when I'm with my baby, yeah. No, I don't like nobody but you. It's like you're the only one here. I don't like nobody but you, baby. I don't care. I don't like nobody but you. I hate everyone here. I don't like nobody but you, baby. Yeah, 'cause I don't care. When I'm with my baby, yeah. All the bad things disappear. You're making me feel like maybe I am somebody. I can deal with the bad nights when I'm with my baby, yeah. Ooh, yeah, yes, I don't care as long as you just hold me near. You can take me anywhere. You're making me feel like I'm loved by somebody. I can deal with the bad nights when I'm with my baby, yeah.
107.9
BDY.
All my life been hustling and tonight is my appraisal. Cause I'm a hooker selling songs and my pen's a record label. This world is full of demon stocks and bonds and Bible traders. So I do the deed, get up and leave a climber and a sadist, yeah. Are you ready for the sequel? Ain't ready for the latest? In the garden of evil, I'm gonna be the greatest. In a golden cathedral, I'll be praying